Hello guys, very good evening. How you guys are doing? Can you guys see and hear me? Thanks, Arad. Hello. So just finished one priority one incident call. So actually today I was just like in like 4 to 5 hours was continuously on one P1 incident call, and somehow it just got finished before your before this class call. So I just finished it and then just joining it here. So continuously, I'm sitting on my laptop. I think from 2 o'clock till right now. Sometimes these things happen. Very good evening, Joseph. Very good evening, Ritik. No, Arad, I'm fine. So it happens sometime actually in IT industry. So like when you got one P1 priority one incident, so you have to take it and you have to stay in the call till we figure it out, like why it happens or what was the root cause. So that's all. That's all the like job. That's all the part of your job. You have to do that. So we'll wait for 2 more minutes and then more people will join and then we will start our session. Okay, guys. So yeah, these will be today's topic, which we'll be going to discuss. ORM, Sequelize, basic model querying techniques, association. Okay, so we'll discuss these things today. In my area, I think in from last 2 days, it was raining. Today it just stopped, and again, you can see a lot of sweat and everything. So, how was your days, guys? Any interesting thing happen, or it just going on as usual? Oh yeah, nice, Ekta. We'll be feeling a little bit relaxed because when raining happens, so yeah, we internally feel a little bit good. Yeah, as usual, right? It was great. I spent a lot of time on VS Code and MySQL. Oh, that's great, Ekta. I think if you guys are spending time on both things, VS Code and MySQL, I think definitely you guys will be sick because see, when I am teaching you, I'm just spending my 3 hours, right? And in that 3 hours, I have to cover a lot of topics. So I will just give you the main things, right? Like why we are going to use it, right? And what is the purpose to using this particular any function or any new concept, right? But and I will show you some syntax of that. But there are some of the things which still remained, and that only comes when you will do the practice. And when you will do the practice of all those things, only then you will see with the practice. First the syntax you will remember how many more times you will do, and then you will find a lot more interesting things when you will do it on yourself only. So like that's why if you like Ekta is saying that she's doing like on the afternoon or whole time, I think is doing VS Code and MySQL everything. So that's great. That's very great actually. She will definitely learn more than the people who is only joining these classes. She will definitely has some more ideas, and that's how that's how when 1,000 people are giving interviews, why only 10 people got selected. So those are only 10 people who are spending some extra time rather than joining these classes. So That's very nice, Ekta. And I also actually, when I started my IT industry, so I also joined a lot of classes, right? So so that those classes only gives you some ideas. They will just what do we say? They will just ignite you. But at the end, you have to go to your home and do a lot of practice, watch some other blogs, and try to implement them. So those things when you will do, then only you will just go one step ahead compared to rest. So that's very nice. I would recommend to everyone to like do more practice. Right now you are doing courses. Whatever more practice you guys will do, you guys will definitely lead further compared to the rest. And that's true. In 1,000 people, when people are sitting for interviews, only 50 people join. So that's only those are only the people who are giving some extra effort. That's totally true statement, guys. Okay, so I think we have spent 4 minutes. So let's first start throwing your doubts, whatever doubts you guys have. Then we will start our today's topic. Okay. So before throwing the doubts, so let me just revise whatever we have understood from our last two classes. So from yes, from last three classes, I would say. Yes, from last three classes. So in first class, we and from last three classes, we are fully looking into the database part. We are fully handling the data side of websites. Like when we are working on websites, we know that we are fully transferring data between applications. And from the last three classes, we are fully understanding where that data is going, how we are where we are saving this particular data, and once we have saved this particular data, how can we retrieve it, how can we do some operation on that data, how can we do querying on data. These things we are seeing from the last three classes, correct? We started with DBMS. Like just from that class, if I have to take something, that would be only be DBMS part. Why we need DBMS, correct? Or there could be one more question: difference between file system and DBMS, right? So that was from the first class. So then we understood. So the DBMS are the systems which gives you some flexibility or efficiently store, modify and querying your data. So these are some systems which open source community or some Apache, like Apache has created a lot of DBMS as well. So some companies has created so the people can easily operate and manipulate their data or save their data. So like DBMS, right? In DBMS, we went into the relational database where we come with the MySQL part, right? We understood that MySQL relational database where we keep data in the format of tables, right? Then then in our next class we understood how we create tables. Then we understood some of the queries like create tables, right? We have a provided table name. Then when we are creating table, we need some columns as well, right? Because every table has some columns, so that's why we need some columns there. Then we understood how can we create the columns, then how can we define the types of those columns, some of the automatic values or constraint, those things we understood, right? Then we understood how can we insert data, update data, delete data, that we understood. Then we understood like how can we query the data, right? Once the data is inserted in the database, then we need to understand how can we query the data. So then we understood like more two big concepts. I think I would say three big concepts. So first was the simple count, max, min, these aggregated functions, which we can simply use in the select queries. We understood these. Second, we understood the group by, like how the group by is working. When we have multiple rows and we want to combine those rows, so we can use the group by. Then we understood the bigger concept, that was the join. When we have multiple tables, we want to join those tables, and then once we have the join view, now we can fetch the whatever data we want from the two tables. Then we understood these three things, right? From the last three classes, we are just discuss this much part. Okay, so let me know now, like whatever questions you guys have in this last three classes. Okay, so first question, I think Ritik has asked that please revise after the table after insert data in altered table. Okay, so he want to understood that part where we have altered the table, and then like we can understand like we with the altering, like we have an employee table, right? In employee table we have four columns, correct? Employee ID, it's a default column, right? employee name, employee badge number, or any fourth column you can take like department. Correct. These are the four columns which we have in the initially when we created a table. But later on, we understood that we need one more address, one more column in the table, and that column could be location, because see each company said different location, right? Like IBM has Bangalore office, Gurgaon office, so that office location also they want. So now what we will do? We will write one alter query in the same table. So we'll write alter table, like that query will be looking like that. Let me share my screen very quickly, and I can write that query in simply uh, in one editor or anywhere, right? Very easily. Let me open a new. Let me create a new file which I will delete later. Yeah? So test.sql. I hope you guys are able to see my screen, right? Let me see in the chat. Yes. Okay. Great. So see, we have one created table. So that table creation will be like this: create table, employee, right? And then we will provide our columns name like ID or name and phone number, something any column which is required, right? And then we can say department, right? And we have to provide the type also like text. I'm sure you guys are aware of it, right? Text, and we can provide here integer, or simply phone number also can be text, and the name could be text. We have to provide the type also, right? And then ID could be integer, and like that we can create the table, right? Now we understood that in later stage we want to add one more column. So what we will do? Alter table employee add column, right? And then we can provide the column name like we were taking the example of office locations. We can give the name here, office location. Then we can provide the text here. If you want to keep not null, we can give the not null also. Any other constraint like default value something, we can do that also. Whatever you want to default like Bangalore, default could be Bangalore, like that, right? And then we can simply insert the data now. Like whatever column insert into table, and table name could be employee. I think the syntax is insert into employee directly. Guys, just see the syntax when we have to provide the values, and here we can keep the columns. Like columns would be ID. If it's not automatically coming, you can provide ID, name, phone number, comma department, comma office location, and then we can provide the values. Here, whatever the values are there, like ID could be 1 because it increaser. Then we can keep the name like Ramesh, right? We can provide his random phone number, right? And then we can provide its department, it would be HR. Then we can provide our office location, which would be Gurgaon. If you are not, if you do not want this one, right? So that's how the alter and that part will work. Okay. Okay, Ritik. Okay, let's see other question. So is Morgan middleware module very important for development process? So I think Morgan used for logging only. Like by default, if you do not want to use, let me check guys, 1 minute. Let me check it now. I remember Morgan. Let me quickly check the Morgan one before telling anything. Yes, I was right. So Morgan middleware is Morgan module, or Morgan middleware is we use for the logging features. So right, see what happened when you have big projects, like you have more than 500 APIs in your projects, right? And for creating the 500 APIs, you need multiple folders, right? So once you have multiple folders, like more than 100 folders, you cannot easily understand from which folder this particular error is coming, or this particular error for which function I need to go there. What is the current flow? So that's why in all the server code we generally have logging feature. So with the help of logging, we can easily trace back the errors. Like, okay, from this file, this error is coming. Now we can directly jump into that file and then understood that feature. So Morgan help us to do that. Morgan provides you some of the methods which you can use in each of your files and then simply do the logging file. So Morgan is a little bit like when you are advanced, when you are doing any advanced things in your server. So that time we generally do the Morgan. So it's not like Morgan is the only NPM module which provide these things. There are other modules also which provides you logging features, like better logging features than Morgan also. So yeah, so these are some other package also. Sir, please explain different type of keys. Okay, so I remember there is two type of keys which are very important. One is the primary key and second one is the foreign key. Okay, primary key I already told you that a primary key is the very unique key in all the tables, which could be defining each rows. Like in we have the same employee table, we need employee ID, right? We cannot repeat the same employee two times, correct? So that's why every employee has one unique ID. As that ID is called employee ID. In similar way, each table should have one column which should be unique, and we create that, we give that column name as a primary key. So that's what the purpose of primary key. And see, the purpose of foreign key is when we are going to make relation between multiple tables, correct? When we are going to make the relation between multiple tables. So right now, like employee, and we can say there is another table that's called payment, hourly rate, we can say salary table, okay? In that salary table, now there is another first employee table, there is salary table, okay? Now in the employee table, you have what we have, like employee name, employee ID. That's the primary key in the employee table, employee ID. Now you want this employee ID, same employee ID in the salary table also, because you want to tell this employee has this much salary, correct? So that's why you will take this employee ID as a foreign key for another table. So that is the concept of foreign key. Foreign key concept is the primary key of one table will be foreign key for another table, that is salary table. So in salary table, this employee ID will be foreign key. Okay, so you can understand it into multiple ways. कि अगर salary table से you want to access the employee table, so you have to you should have one common column between those two, and that common column will be your foreign key. That's what the difference between the primary and foreign key. So primary key is the unique key in the table, same table. But foreign key is when we want to combine two tables. So one primary key for one table could be the foreign key for another table. So that's the understanding about the primary and foreign key. Okay, guys. Sir, I want to know after insert data, after alternate table, then insert data. Yeah, so that will work in the same way, right, Ritik? So first you have created a table, you have inserted four column data, right? Now you have created the fifth column, you have altered the table, you have created the fifth column in the table, correct? So now you will insert the new entry, so whatever rows you have already created, that rows will not have the data for that column. You have four columns, or you can take simply two columns, name and age for employee, correct? So and you have four records, you have inserted four records into that. Now four rows are there, correct? Now you have altered the table, you have added one more column, correct? That could be the office location, that's the third column. Now you are inserting some entries. So the all the four rows which already you have created, now those rows will not have the office location. You have to manually update it, or that's why I have given the default value, correct? I have given the default value. So for all those rows which are already created, they will have the default value. So that's how they work. Can you explain with example, then it will be more clear for keys? Sure. So, okay, let me try to see primary key. We are good, right? And if we go for that query which we created that day, Let me find out the URL, because in the product table, if you remember, we have that. So let me show you with example also. So let me find out that URL. Let me share my screen, guys. Yeah, this was our table, right? This is our table that day, the example which we are selling. So see, the user table, this is our primary key where we are going to store all of our information for that table. That's why I told you, and that this key will be unique key for this table. Correct. Now this particular user ID and orders the product ID, this will be the foreign key for this table, प्रोडक्ट आईडी एंड यूजर आईडी, क्योंकि हम इन कीज के थ्रू हम इन टेबल्स को एक्सेस कर रहे हैं, यूजर्स एंड प्रोडक्ट टेबल्स को. So that's why the user ID and product ID will be the foreign key for the order tables. See, in the primary key is the ID in this order table, but foreign key is the product ID and user ID. This foreign key will have the relation with product table, and this foreign key will have relation with user table. So that's what, guys, the primary key and the foreign key. Foreign key will be, and there is a way to write the foreign key also. Let me search some example in the MySQL website, so we can simply see the foreign key there directly. Let me see very quickly. Not this one. We can go to the javapoint.com, right? That's what I shared that day with you guys, right? MySQL Java T point. So that would be the better place to look for these things, because they have provided the menu there, right? So that will give us a good idea. So let's see very quickly about. I think we have anything the keys separate. I'm just looking for the separate one. Yes, you can see here the foreign key. So like if you see very quick example. So yeah, here it is a primary key, and in the contact table, you can see the customer ID is the foreign key. So see, the same thing, guys. See, this is our contact table. So you can first understand the customer table. So once we are creating customer table, so this ID is the primary key here, correct, for this customer table. Now when we are creating the contact, at that time you can see the customer ID, the column customer ID which we have taken in the contact table, we are saying that this is going to be our foreign key, and this is going to be reference to customer table. So that's how we write the constraint for foreign key. We write like in this way: constraint name, running any constraint name, then we tell that foreign key, and foreign key is a customer ID in this current table. This is the customer ID, and it is going to reference to customer table, and in the customer table, which column? ID column. So in the simple words, when you are going to explain to somebody, you can simply say that when we have two tables, in one table which is the primary key, that key could be the foreign key for other table. So हम क्यों foreign key बना रहे हैं? हम इसलिए foreign key बना रहे हैं जिससे कि हम दूसरे दो tables को easily access कर पाएं, उनके बीच join easily कर सकें. ठीक है. एक और कारण होता है foreign key बनाने का, and that other reason is in that customer ID column, once we created the foreign key relation, now whatever we are updating only in the whatever entry which we are inserting in the contact table with the customer ID number, that customer ID should exist in the main table also. See, these are some database high level concepts, so I will not go that much deep in that, but I will just explain to you guys that the foreign key has some constraint, like how can we create the foreign key. I've already showed you, and the good thing about the foreign key is that it will not let you insert any wrong entry in the contact table, which has foreign key with the wrong customer ID. Like in the customer ID, in the customer table, we have created three users. One is the customer ID 1, one is the customer ID 2, third is the customer ID 3. Now in the contact table, we can only create these three entries with these three customer IDs. We cannot create customer ID 4, because once you will try to create customer ID 4, the main table will, because in main table you do not have the entry for that row, so that's why it will throw the error. that this particular ID, customer ID 4, doesn't exist. So that's what the primary and foreign key understanding is, guys. Okay. Can you show me, sir? I tried but not able to insert. Please show in compiler. Okay, Ritik. So let's show you. Let's clear this doubt of yours also. Okay. So yeah, you can see that this is our order table, right? In that order table, we can say how many columns we have: product ID, user ID, quantity. Or let's take the like user table. Let's take very small table, right? Email and password, correct? And we have email and password, correct? We have already inserted this data, right? Let's alter this table. Alter table, users, add column. Let's add the office location. That's what we are discussing, right? Office location. Give it a text, and keep it as a not null. Keep it as a default. Default, I'm giving a Bangalore. Okay. Okay, let's insert one more entry in the uh, user. Insert into users, email, password, office location. That's a new column, right? Let's enter it. So email abc@gmail.com. Password could be abc, and office location could be Gurgaon. For this new entry, we have given the default. So for all the existing rows, the entry will be this Bangalore. So first, let me put the select earlier. You can see that till now we do not have any column. Select asterisk from users. Okay, first we have created this column. Then we have altered the table. We have inserted one more entry. Then we select again. Select asterisk from users. Okay. Okay, let's see if there is not any syntax error. So we are good. So let's see. You can see here that the first select has worked, but there is some error at office location. Cannot have a default value. So okay, let's see. At line block text geometry or JSON column, office location cannot have a default value. Okay, so it's saying that for default value there is some problems. Are we not writing correctly, or what is that? Office location, we have given a tax. Let's remove the default value for 1 minute. Let's see. And simply create with default not null. Let's see. This works or not. Then we will look for the that one also. Yeah. Okay. So abhi query में problem है. You have to select the manual that correspond to your MySQL server version for the right syntax to use near abc@gmail.com. ABC in Gurgaon. Okay. So now it is giving error here, guys. Okay, so we missed the values. I know you guys have already seen it, but yeah, that's fine. Yes, now can you see that, Ritik? We have both queries. Now you can see for all the earlier entries, we have the null, and for the new entry, we have Gurgaon. That's what I told you. That's why I was trying to keep the default. So let's see why default is not working. So we can provide the default also. And let's see what is the problem with default. Let's give it a Bangalore. So this will be insert for the like the previous 5 rows. Okay, let's see this time. Default is giving some problem to us. So let's see. Cannot have default value. Block, text, geometry, or JSON column. So they are saying like these type of columns cannot have a default values. Okay, so let's try string. String is there, right? We can have default value for that. Okay, so there is an error. MySQL rise syntax used near string default. Okay, so there is, I think we have to check the syntax very quickly. Let me check the default. Just I want to provide some default value, guys, there. So let's check the syntax very quickly. Yeah. Okay, let's check for alter, right? Yeah, so copy table, alter table. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, okay, okay. Do we have any default thing? No, they are not providing anything default. So which is okay. So they do not provided any default thing here. So okay, so what could be the reason? Like let's see, let's take the bar car and let's provide it 40. Let's see, this syntax is also wrong or we are good. Okay, so yeah, this syntax work. Yeah, so you can see varchar 40 I taken. Now you can see for the all the remaining rows where earlier null was coming, now Bangalore is coming, and for the new entry Gurgaon is coming. So that's how it will work with it. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Joseph. That's what I was thinking. I missed it. Yeah. So the Ravina is saying the attribute that serve as a reference to another table is called the foreign key of that table, right? Sir? Yes. So we create it actually, Ravina. So once we create a new table, we automatically, like we as a developer tell that this is the column which is going to be foreign key in this table, which is going to refer to another table. So we tell that in our table. That's what I was showing the syntax to you, where we are telling that this is the column in my table, which will be the foreign key with other table, or in other table, the column is ID. So those both two columns will be in the sync always, and that's what the relation between these two calls foreign key. कि इस टेबल में दूसरा वाला टेबल का जो कॉलम है वो फॉरेन की होगा. Okay. Okay, guys. So that's all about the SQL and MySQL, which we were discussing till from last 3 days. Okay. So, so today's topic are ORM, Sequelize, basic model querying techniques, and association. Okay. So see, guys, till now we are working with raw SQL queries. These type of queries when we write like create this much structure and insert, like complex SQL queries, select, all these things. When we do these type of queries, generally called the raw queries, and these type of query mostly the database developer or database administrator, those person write these queries. Okay, but as a web developer we generally avoid writing these type of queries. Okay, and that's why a lot of open source community has developed some software or some modules for you, which automatically does this task for you. You just need to follow their instruction. According to their instruction, you need to enter those things, and automatically they will internally create those raw queries for you. That's what the ORM does. That's what the ORM does. ORM is object relational mapping. ORM is object relational mapping. Okay, guys. So what it does, it uses your object oriented programming ways. It uses your object oriented programming ways, and with those ways you interact with database. You just write the queries, you create the table, you update the entries. All those operations you do in the ways how you write the object oriented programming. Like they will provide you some objects. Correct, they will provide you some objects. See, in object oriented programming, when we were studying how what are the object oriented programming concepts are, we will create everything in the ways of classes, and those classes, when we will initialize them with the new keyword, we will get the object. Correct, that's what we have read in the object oriented class. In similar way, these ORM also does the same things. So see, they will take your update query. And they will provide you dot update. They will provide you dot update method. They will provide you, see, class also provides you methods. Correct, class also provides you some of the keys. Class also provides you static methods, right? These all things class provides. So these ORM does the same things. They create the class, and that class will do everything for you. You just need to use those methods. Like for querying, they provide find. Like you want to write select, right? You write the select asterisk from database, like from the table. Here you will do find all. You will do find all things from that table will come. find by ID or simple find, then internally you can do the where. So that's what I'm trying to explain you guys here, that all the CRUD operations which we do with the select, insert, update, and like delete, these all they have provided now the methods to you. And with the help of those methods, you can simply interact with database. You do not need to write those queries. In very simple words, if somebody will asking to you what is ORM, you can say that ORM is the object relational mapper, which maps our relational databases or interaction in an object form. In the object form. So in the object form, we just need to use that object, and you know that object always provides you key dot value. You want to access any key, object name dot key name. In similar way, we will do here. You will see that in some after some time. Okay, so see what are the advantage which we have with the ORM. So if I go to the next slide, you will see these are some of the advantage which we have with the ORM. So first advantage is very, you guys already know, you no need to write those complex queries. You can simply use some functions, and then those complex query can be easily written. So that's why you can see application designing. Okay, that's another concept, application designing. So see, so first thing is it reduce your effort, because you need to think lot, like you have to think in a lot of ways to write some complex queries, but you can simply use the functions here and easily write them. So that's why it saves your time to write as raw SQL queries. Okay, and you can see application designing. So somebody was asking me in the earlier, like when we started classes. So somebody was asking, how can we restrict some people to do some of the things? There's so like not to store some things, or like this particular data only has to send. So these things we can simply force, because this ORM is going to run on the JavaScript side, right? So on the JavaScript only, we can restrict or make people to use the best practices, like if you are going to insert the email, like there is one column in the table, that column is email, and you can simply restrict users on the your JavaScript layer if they are not following your structure for writing the email. Like you are saying that your email should not be more than 12 letters, or should not be more than these things. From the UI you have already checked, but on the server also you can put these conditions. I was just taking example. By the way, we can do the same thing on UI only, but yes, if you want to do the same thing on the database also, so we can restrict all those things on these ORM layers, or on the Node.js layer, before going these things to database side. So this is the first thing. That's why application designing, that's why we are saying a well-written ORM will force the developer to follow the best practice of application design. Okay. The second thing, the productivity. Now you see the productivity, they are saying that now the developers do not need to focus much on the data access code. Now you do not need to focus more on the data access part. You can save that time and you can focus on the business logic. You can see, business logic is different than fetching the data from database. Okay, what like how can we differentiate? First we need some data from the server side. Now once we from database, once we need the data, once we access that data, now we will do some manipulation on that data on the server side. Like you can say it simple example, you want to encrypt some data, or you want to construct, like you want to with this data you want to check some conditions, correct, on your server side. Or you can say like simply in some of the cryptographical in some of the cryptography. Yes, I think yes, I got the example. So see, what happened, you guys remember that when once you create your new account in your once you sign up in any of the new website, you got one email, right, after that. So how that happens, see, once you provide your information for sign up, those information first goes into the database, correct. Now that information is in the database. Now this access and manipulation part happened. Now the next part is, now you need to do mailing. You have to send mail to the customer who has registered their account, correct? So this is the sending mail and doing some other operations. These things called the business logic, which we write in our server. So that's what they want to tell here. With the help of ORM, you do not need to focus on the data access part or data manipulation part. Like data access means everything: creation, deletion, fetching, everything. You do not need to fully focus on that part. You can spend that time in your writing your business logic. And I have given you the example, like how the business logic. What is the business logic here? Like sending email could be one business logic, correct? Sending some parallel files, that could be the business logic. Sending some, like triggering some other server to run, that could be the server side part, correct? So that's why this ORM help you there. Okay. And third part, they are telling that reduce testing time. So because see, automatically these type of ORMs automatically test your code before inserting into the database. All the data insertion part and all the creation, whatever you're going to create, they automatically internally test it. So that's why they are saying you do not need to now do the testing here. Okay. So that's why the reduced testing time is there. But see, on the high level, I personally, if I tell you truly, I personally love to work with raw queries, because I've already told you I love to work with raw queries. I love to create the select and all those joins. So that's why I have not used any of ORM till now. But like Sequelize, I haven't worked. This is the first time I was reading about the Sequelize for like only teaching like teaching purpose. I was just reading about the Sequelize. But before that, I have worked with one ORM. There was the Mongoose, where we were working with MongoDB, because Mongoose is very much easy. Because in the date in the because when I was working with MongoDB, it looks like with the ORM it makes more easy rather than writing the MongoDB queries. So that's why I love working with Mongoose with the help of on the non-relational databases. But on the SQL or in the MySQL, I haven't used any ORM. I was like I have worked on two projects, and I have fully written all the SQL queries, raw queries there. There was no there was no ORM I have used for the SQL, because I personally feel that I love the working on the raw queries on the SQL side. That's why I haven't used. But I work in the Mongoose, and I personally feel that because I have already worked with Mongoose, and when I was looking into the Sequelize, how Sequelize works, it was totally similar. There is no difference between the Mongoose and Mongoose is also ORM for the MongoDB databases. Sequelize is for I think Sequelize also restrict to two databases. One is the PostgreSQL and MySQL. I think it works only with these two databases. I'm not sure. I haven't checked the latest documentation, but yeah, we can check that. So yeah, so actually, see guys, on the top level, if somebody is asking you, on the high level, if somebody is asking you that what is ORM, so you can simply tell that ORM help us to write help us to interact with database in the object form, so with that, like the advantage of that is it reduces our testing time. It enforces best practice, so people can simply do all the testing on the JavaScript side rather than doing on the database side, because from sending requests from a JavaScript to database, that's already taking time. And then in the database also you are going to do some validation, that will again take some time. So rather than doing that, you can simply do all the validation on the JavaScript layer, then send that request to database servers. So that's why they can help us to enforce some of the best practice, and then like our productivity could also be increased. Rather than spending a lot of time in data access, we can spend our most of the time in our logic part, business logic part. Okay, that's what you can understand about the ORM. Okay, so now the next thing is which we are going to discuss, which is the Sequelize. Okay, so okay, so there is they have also given in the next slide what are the popular ORMs which we are using for SQLite and Postgre. You can see here, I think Node ORM is there, which is also the ORM same, which work with MySQL, SQLite, and Postgre. Work with these three databases. There is Prisma 2, which is also open source, which works in Node.js and TypeScript both. and it also works with MySQL, Postgre, and SQLite tools also. And the next one is the Sequelize. It's a promise-based ORM, like asynchronous operations we have, which works with Postgre, MySQL, SQLite, MS SQL, and MariaDB. Oh, that's why actually they are using the Sequelize, guys. I think all the relational databases Sequelize can handle. Postgre is handling, MS SQL it is handling, MariaDB it is handling, MySQL it is handling, SQLite. So I think Sequelize. That's why the reliable team is teaching you about the Sequelize rather than Node ORM and Prisma 2. Because with the help of Sequelize, if you learn the Sequelize ORM, you can work with any relational database. That's great. Okay, let's see if you guys in meanwhile have any questions. So, sir, in real projects, we will make use of ORM, not this raw skill set. We can go with both, but yes, I think it's better to go with ORM. But sometime, sometime you have to. There could be some requirements where you will find that ORM is not helping you. You have to write raw queries there. Only in the select part, when you have to do multiple joins and all those things, on those scenarios, you have to do the raw queries only. At that time, ORM will not help you. ORM is like easy shortcut part to go there. But sometimes scenarios comes, right? Complex queries come. But I'm not saying that in every situation it will happen. But in some situation it will happen. At that time, you have to write the raw SQL queries also. But yes, with the help of ORM, we can ignore most of the queries. I will show you today. We can ignore a lot of queries. Okay. Atis is saying he has worked with Hibernate. So I think yes, I haven't worked with Hibernate, but I'm thinking like Hibernate also works as the same as ORM are working here. So he's saying that it really make the job easy. So you can see that how much people are appreciating ORMs and Hibernate things. So definitely, yes, that's what I'm saying. While working with Mongoose, I really feel a lot of comfortability, but I have some personal interest towards the SQL raw queries, so that's why I haven't used the Sequelize. But guys, I am saying that you guys will see some like once you will see the code, I think you guys will find some interest there. Okay. Have you tried TypeScript? Yes, okay. I have done some projects in TypeScript also, and in recent projects, I am also working with a TypeScript on it. Is the efficiency compromised with ORM? No, 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 there's no nothing, because with the ORMs you are just actually increasing your efficiency on the server side. You are already creating a lot of things on your way. You are restricting a lot of bad queries. You have a lot of control on your hand now, rather than depending on the database administrator. You will have a lot of control on your side, on the programming side. Understand your point, sir. Thank you, Ekta. ORM like as a CSS to Bootstrap. Uh-huh. Let me understand this comparison. CSS to Bootstrap. I think Bootstrap. Hmm. ORM could be the bootstrap for CSS, I would say. CSS is the core thing. So I can say CSS could be a raw SQL queries, and bootstrap could be a ORM, which is just wrapping CSS and HTML, all the things, providing you some easy methods, like easy tags. Like you can easily simply write red alert, automatically all the CSS will come for you. Similar way, ORMs. I think you have written the comparison correctly, but I feel like ORM is a bootstrap for CSS. That could be the right combination. Find is a keyword. Yes, find is like a key. Find a key is there. Like in object, we have key. So now ORM will provide you one object. In that object, we will have multiple keys. Find will be key, update will be key, insert will be key, delete will be key. So this will be the keys. And they will map to, so the find will map to select query, update will be mapped to update query, insert will be mapped to insert query, delete will be mapped to delete query. That's how these things internally, that relation is happening internally. ORM is internally doing that. I will show you. JavaScript and TypeScript same? No, actually, Ritik. So TypeScript is the like we can say the subset of JavaScript. JavaScript is still on the top, but TypeScript provides you, I think this is going out of topic, but yeah, let me quickly explain and answer the Ritik question. You see, the TypeScript is the with that, see, JavaScript is not typed language. Java is a typed language. Whenever you're creating any variable, you will at the at the compiler level, you will tell that this variable is going to be integer, or this variable is going to be like string or number or array. Correct? You will tell it at the as the compiler time, like that while you are writing code. But in JavaScript, did not happen. You just provide a constant var, and JavaScript automatically set the type for that. At the runtime, we can say at the runtime it sets. But with the help of TypeScript, it all changes. You have to define all the variables at the writing, like when you are writing the code. So type with the help of TypeScript, everything will be typed now. Every variables, every function, everything will be typed. You have to tell that this function, what this function is going to return, what this variable is going to be, what are the keys, what are the type of those keys values. Like we have an object. In object we have key and values. We have to you have to tell now, and these keys will only keep this particular value, this type of values. So that's why every time I'm using the type. So that's why they have given the TypeScript name. Everywhere it's similar, but now you have to provide every variables, every function, everywhere typed things. And so that's why TypeScript, or right now TypeScript is very popular. And I would like later on, once you guys read everything here, I would say to you that read something about the TypeScript also, or try to convert this project in TypeScript later on. Okay, so basically an entity in the database is represented as a class in JavaScript code. Entity means table, okay, and table is represented as a class in JavaScript code. Yes, that's totally right. I will show you. The table will be represented a class, okay, and we create the object of those classes and use predefined methods or those. Yes, totally right, Ekta. That's what we will do it. I will show you. Mapping entity and joint really make it easy via annotations rather than manually writing this. Yes, it's a nightmare. ORM helps a lot. Yes, that's right, Atis. I think a lot of fans here for ORM, so that's great. Is it similar to the concept used in Spring Boot? I'm not sure about that, but they are saying like Hibernate is the one which does a similar thing there also. It's strict and we need to define the data type before using it. Yes, that's right. TypeScript also does the same thing. We have to define our data types before using it. Correct. Okay, let's see what is next in our slide. I think yeah, they are telling the without sequelize and everything. Okay, let's escape all these things. Let's try to understand. Let's try to now do some practical and let's see how things are working there. Okay, and I would request you guys also to do the similar thing. And I will also open the the documentation. This is the documentation. I will share that of the Sequelize, because this will help you to see some of the things also. Yeah. So let's try to create a project where we are going to use the Sequelize. Okay. Okay, guys. So I have forgot to tell you one thing. Now I have installed the JAMP in my local environment. You see, now JAMP is running. Apache Web Server and MySQL database running, and you can see on the UI also now PHP is there. See, PHP is there. Correct. So now like it will not take time. Whatever query I want to write, I can write very quickly. It's running in my local host, so everything will be fast now. Okay. So let's close all other things. You guys have also you guys can also open like if you have install JAMP on your local environment. See why I have installed, I was first using the PHP admin from the free SQL database, but that was not taking the connection properly. So that's why I have to do this thing. So I have taken some requests from my organization, and then I installed the JAMP. Okay, guys. So so let's see. Let me open my editor, and this was a test.sql. So let's okay. I will commit this file also. Let me commit this file so like Ritik can see it later. Okay, so right now let's go into the correct folder. Let me increase the size also for you guys. So I'm now going into the backend cohort folder. Okay. So now backend cohort folder. Okay. So now in the backend cohort folder. Okay. And right now we're in the day 9. Correct. We are in the day 9 branch. Okay. So whatever code. So can we use MySQL Workbench instead for this hands on? Yes, MySQL Workbench provides you host and server URL. Ekta. If it is providing you, that's great. We can connect that MySQL Workbench with our application. So what we are going to do today with our application, we are going to connect our database. Okay, and that we will do with the help of Sequelize. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Okay, guys. So let me show you one more thing before moving to. I think slide part is also better. Let me first cover the slide part first. I think then it will make more sense. Otherwise, you guys can little be confused also. Okay. So see, if you want to create a table right now without Sequelize, you know that we need to do these things, right? Create database, use ecomdb, right? Then we have to create tables, all those things, right? You guys already remember that thing. These things we have to do that, correct? And if I show, yeah, so now I will show you rather than all doing writing all these things, how can we do these things quickly with the help of Sequelize? Okay, so that's what I'm going to show you. That's why I thought to share this slide with you, so you can first understand that's how any raw any non ORM developers write things in their applications. Any non ORM developers like me, because I do not like SQL ORMs, so that's why I will write the queries like this. Okay, and see, and how will I make connections? Let me show you, like if I want to use the MySQL, how will I make the connections in Node.js application? I will show you that also. I have taken one file. I have taken that name as a old MySQL. Yeah, this is the old MySQL. So you see, let me show you this thing. Then we will go into the. So see, first we will import these table structure from somewhere in one variable. Then we will install the MySQL database. Like similar way, if you want to do for MS SQL, we will install the MS SQL in our server, MySQL in our server. Then in this way, we will create the connection. In this way, we will say that now our connection is created. Connect to that connection, and then in this way we will pass our queries, and then you can see the connection is same connection. I'm just calling the query method and then passing our queries. So this is how I write it. Like when I started working on the MySQL, and at that time I was not using ORM. I need to do all these things manually. I need to create connections. I need to write all these things. I need to do all these things. Like this is very small example, but in a bigger projects, we will have lot of files. We have lot of files, like lot of queries. You can see how difficult was it for me, right? So now we'll see how Sequelize helps us. Okay, so I will first tell you some of the commands which you guys have to install. Okay, and let's create it in the root folder only. Okay, so first command is you have to install the Sequelize. So npm. I think I do not have the packet.json also. So let's first create the packet.json. npm init -y. So automatically my package.json has been created. Correct. I will just correct the name of this, like the backend cohort 6 Sequelize. Right. Let me see. I'm writing the correct spelling of it or not. Yes, Sequelize. Okay. Yeah, I think one E is also there. Let me correct it, guys. Okay. Yeah. So somebody was asking what is line 4 and 5. Okay. Like Ekta was asking, right? So what is five? What is this 5 on second last line? Second last line. What is 5? Okay. I think she's asking about the MySQL part, right? Okay. Uh, yeah. This 5 we are providing the ID value. You can see the ID is we are passing as a question mark, right? So that's how we pass the values in the query. So I'm writing query here, and all the question marks, whatever we are having, we will passing the value here. That's how we write it in the MS SQL, MySQL part. Okay, Ekta? Yeah. So first we will do npm init. So guys, I will tell you, like, you guys can also try in the local. Is artist is response is artist. I didn't understand this part, Riaz. What you're asking? So yeah, Joseph, see, with the help of -y, you can write npm init, right? Npm init will ask everything to you, like put your package name, put your like author name, all these things. Npm init -y, automatically it will take things and put it in your package.json. That's why once I did npm init -y, automatically package.json has kept everything for me. You can see backend cohort, body parser automatically comes, express. I think these things should not come, but I think from the node modules it has taken these things, express and body parser. And see, automatically all those things has come to me. I don't need to provide anything. Yeah. Okay, so like in query after 5. Okay, in query after 5. Okay. In query after 5 article. Oh, this is one variable. This is a callback function, error comma data. Data, we can write the article here. That's the data. Once this query will be executed, this callback will be called, and in this callback, we will get the result. That result is the article. Okay, Riaz? As Nishant is asking, as this is pre-filled, so because of that, we cannot ourselves with the property. Can you create new one? Okay, you're talking about the npm. This one, the npm init one, Nishant. Yes, in resulting, it's giving data. Correct. You want me to create the new one, Nishant? npm init. If that's what, that's fine. Let's create it. npm init one. So let's delete this packet.json, guys. Let's delete the node module. Okay. And let's create the new npm init. Like as I showed, npm init will automatically take. But if we write npm init, it will take these things: package, version, description. We can say Sequelize, right? Entry pointed app.js, test command, no test command, git repo, keywords. We can simply database. We can write database. Author. We can write my name. And yes, this looks good. You can see now packet.json has come. Now you can see dependency is not coming because we have removed the node modules, right? We can correct this name because PayPal name is coming, which we do not want. Does it look good now, guys? You have created the server. Have you created a server in MySQL.js? No. No, Ankit. I'm not. I haven't created any server till now. It's just the first file, and app.js is empty right now. We'll see. We'll do one by one. So first, let's install some of the dependencies, guys, here. And those dependencies are, first we will install the Sequelize. npm install. Let me take the like I have only one article, so we'll take from there. Yeah, npm install, and I will pass this command to you also. You can also try it. So let's run first this command: npm install -save Sequelize. Okay, let me run also. Npm install. So first, this will install the Sequelize in our system. Correct. So let us install this thing. The second thing which we will install, the database. Like you can see, we can install anything. PG for this is for PostgreSQL. TDS, this is for MS SQL. Similar way, we are going to use the MySQL, so we'll install the connector for MySQL. So second thing is the MySQL too. Let me forward this to you also. Where is our chat? Yes, this is there. We will be connecting database with the code, which will fetch data stored. Yes, yes. We will do that. We will fetch the data. Yes. First we will connect the database, then we will fetch, insert, delete, everything we'll do. Sir, how to run my PHP on? So first you have to run, first you have to install Jam, Ritik. Once you will install Jam properly, then automatically you just have to, like, you have to start all the servers. Like three things will be coming there: Apache server and MySQL. You have to start those two things, and then you have to go to localhost/phpMyAdmin. Automatically it will come to you. That phpMyAdmin. You can watch some videos also. You will get there. So guys, have you ran these commands which I have forwarded you? npm install -Sequelize and MySQL too. Okay, there is one more command. So Sequelize has provided you CLI. So you do not need to write a lot of the things. I will show you this command npm install minus d sequelize CLI. A lot of things you can do with just simply commands. So you just install this one also. Let me install this also. npm install minus d sequelize CLI. Install this also, guys, in your system. Okay, do you guys know about the npx? npx. So there is what is the meaning of G? So the global. So see, so you can install these packages in two ways. One in your node modules. It means in your local projects. And then second one you can use in your install it in your globally in your system. Then you can use that Sequelize from anywhere, any terminal in any of the projects. You do not need to install every time. Once you install any package globally, you do not need to install and the same package for any other project. And Sequelize CLI is one type of modules which you can install globally, like similar to TypeScript. TypeScript we also install globally, correct? So then you can use it from anywhere. So once you will install all those things. So see, guys, I was telling about the npx. So npx, what npx does, you can with the help of npx, you can directly use the packages. You can directly use the packages name. Like see, if I'm sharing my screen right now, like you can see the random package. If I take let's take Semver. This is Semver package. So I'm not sure it will work or not, but yeah, I will check. So you can use npx Semver like this, and you can see Semver, whatever Semver is providing, automatically all the things are coming. You cannot use Semver directly. See, Semver, if I put directly Semver, see, it is saying command not found Semver. Let's see for Sequelize. See, guys, I was facing some problem with Sequelize CLI. Like if I put this Sequelize, see, I'm seeing Sequelize. Can you guys take in your system when you are printing anything Sequelize minus help globally? Is it working after installing globally Sequelize CLI? It was not working in my system. Can you guys just try it? Just write this command like Sequelize help. Simply write Sequelize like this in your terminal. After installing globally, just write this thing, Sequelize. Let's see, is it giving error or is it giving some help option to you? Let me know in the chat. Error, yes. So that's what is happening in mine also. So now what we will do, we will use the npx. Yeah, same is happening with me also. I'm not sure why it is not installing globally. I have to check that part, guys. But now we have another way to use that, and that is with the npx. Npx always go to the installed package which are in your local modules or in the global modules. It will go there and fetch the package for you. Now do npx space Sequelize. What was that? Sequelize. Let me show you first, then you guys also try. Npx Sequelize. See, now all the Sequelize help options are coming. Correct? So let me go to terminal, guys. Rather than here, I will go to the terminal. That there we will get the bigger screen. Let's go directly to terminal. Yeah, I've increased the size. Now you can see I will go to that repo, CD desktop, backend cohort, right? Yeah, backend cohort. Yes. Now I will do npx. What was that? Sequelize. Yeah. Yes. Now you can see that's what happening in your system also. Let me know in the chat. Yes, it is working with npx, right? So that's why I told you about the npx, guys. That's the nps, and you can use it with any package which you have installed, not only with the Sequelize. You can use it with any package if that package supports. Okay, guys. Okay, so we are good with this. Now I will show you. Now SQL, with the help of Sequelize CLI, we can create a lot of things automatically. We do not need to create the folders or anything. Let me show you. Right now, you can see my folder structure. We only have app.js, in index.html, readme.md and test.sql, this dummy file. Right now we'll do npx sequelize init, npx sequelize in, and you can guys, once you have installed it, you can go through all these commands one by one. I'm not going to go for all the commands, but you can go and check all the commands. You can see sequelize init is also there, which will initialize your project. Then there is a sequelize init config. It will only initialize your config, but we are going to run the init. It will do all these three things: config, migration, models, seeders. Okay. So let's first do init. Then we will see one by one. So once I run npx sequelize init, now go back to your folder. You can see now three folder has come to you. Four, sorry. Config, migration, models, and seeders. Can you guys see that the four folder has come to you? Is it happening with you guys also? Okay. Okay, then we are good. Okay. Great. Now, guys, let's come back to this part and see. Let's check the config.json first. You can see they have automatically provided you these values. One for development environment, one for testing environment, one for production environment. Automatically, they have provided everything to you. You do not need to write these things. That's why, as you can see, a lot of fan of ORM. Why? Because these all things automatically come to you. Otherwise, you need to write these things. Mine four folders are not seen. How many folders you are seeing it? Right now you can see config is the one folder, migration is the folder, models and seeders. Four folders should come. Nilanjan. Oh, it's weird. Is it happening with others also? Okay, syntax. Let me give you the syntax, guys. No problem. npx sequelize init. Let me paste this syntax. npx sequelize init. Let's check the syntax. Great. So now, guys, you can see this root, database development, MySQL, automatically these things are coming. Now you can see for connecting to any database, you need all these things. One is the username, password, database name, host, and dialect. Dialect means you are using MySQL, MS SQL, PS like PostgreSQL. Those information you need to provide in dialect. So we are using MySQL. That's why we will go into MySQL. And our username is also root. And we can take okay, database development also, or we can say like we can take any type like database name as an employee. Yeah. Yeah, I think, or we can, yeah, employee, or like simply we can say social, we can say social platform. Yeah, social platform, social media, simple social media. Okay, that could be a database thing, correct? And we are going to use the development. Okay, guys. So you can change. So like Ekta, you have some configuration, right? According to that, you can change these values according to your configuration. But for PHP my admin in my local, this is the configuration which I needed. This is the username, root, password null, database name, host name, and dialect. Only you have to change for development because we are working in a development right now. Okay, guys, do that part and let me know in your chat. Is it done? Okay. Okay, so next thing, guys, what we'll do, we will again use our CLI and we'll simply create a database directly. So see, now we have changed the values. Let's see. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. My team has started. 1 minute. Let me delete this. Yeah. So what I was saying, now I have created the connection. Let's directly create the database first. So now what we will do, we will use this command. You can see Sequelize db create. and this will come from the your configuration. So let's run this command. Npx, I, it's a big spelling, right? Sequelize. Okay, db. Let me check the query, guys. What was that? Let me again check the Sequelize help. Okay, Sequelize. Yeah. So what was the query? db. Yeah, db create. So let's create Sequelize db colon create. Yeah. So see, you can see loaded configuration from this file using environment development database social media created. Can you guys see that? These are the lines on the bottom that whatever configuration I have changed based on that because I am working on the development environment. That's why it has chosen the development environment and it has created a database. And let me show you that database in PHPMyAdmin. If I go to PHPMyAdmin now and refresh it, yeah, you can see, you guys can see it. Let me increase the size a little bit here also. Can you guys see social media database? That's what we did. Let me know you guys has done it or not. Anywhere, Lenjan, anywhere. I was showing you in the terminal, so it could be one bigger screen where you can see everything. Otherwise, you can run it in VS terminal also. Yes, Ekta, please tell. What is the doubt? Yeah, sure. It was not the code, it was just a command. And that command I get it from here. You can see Sequelize db create. That was the command I used. Let me paste this command to you guys also. Okay, so sir, I have a doubt. Okay, sir, I have password in my work means that error is coming. What is the error? Is it that password error? Password is wrong, or any error? Other error is coming. Okay, somebody wants to speak. So let's see who is that. Oh, Ekta was to speak. Okay, yeah, Ekta. Yeah, Ekta, please tell. Yeah. Yes,
So
yes, you are.
I had this doubt that since you mentioned that we have to only make changes in that development configuration, I only changed the password because that was needed. So how would this Sequelize know like where exactly to create the DB? Since like we are not passing any additional value. For you, it got created in PHP MyAdmin, and I want to create it in MySQL workbench. Sir, how does that work?
Okay, see how that happened. So first what I did, I went to the same place back in cohort 6. You can see my same structure back in cohort 6 is there. Okay. Next
Yes.
thing what I did, I have because Sequelize has given us the structure that they have Sequelize automatically created the config folder, migration, models and CDS. So once I ran this command and pay Sequelize db create, it goes first to the config folder. Okay, in config.folder it went to the config.json file because Sequelize is the one who has created this file. That's why it remember the structure. Okay, so then in the config.json it checks for my environment, and because I
Okay.
haven't provided any environment, so that's why by default it will take the development environment. So that's why it has taken the development environment. In development environment it checks the values. So whatever the username I provided, password I provided, database name provided, host I provided, and dialect. It just check these values and start connecting to these. It start connecting to database through these credentials, host, username, and password. Then once because already PHPMyAdmin is running in my system, it means this particular everything is running, like MySQL server is running. So it just found the connection. Once he found the connection, it just created the database. So that's how automatically internally happens. But how it is finding?
Okay.
It is finding through the folder structure. I'm running the things in the backend cohort only. You can see I'm running everything in the backend cohort, right? This is the folder name backend cohort here.
So
So
I
that
need to start the MySQL server in order to like let it create a
yes,
database.
you have to first start your server and then change the config.json and then
Okay,
run
sir.
the in the same folder you have to run the same command Sequelize db
So
create.
by same folder, here I created this project and initialized everything in like npx is SQLize in it. So like
In the same place
uh,
where you have run the npx sequelize in it, you have to run the same command there also. npm
Okay, okay, sir.
sequelize is equal to, yeah.
So it once the server is up and running, it will take those credentials, the host and everything, and it will create that database name we have given automatically.
Correct, correct.
For okay, sir, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So Sarad is saying doubt solved, sir. I just provided password in development in my DB created. Yes, you guys have. We have to provide password in development only, guys. Let me see the doubts is there. Access denied for user at localhost using password. No. Yeah, you need to provide the password also. You have to provide the Niranjan password there. If you are using any workbench or anything, if you are using PHP admin, like if you have configured any password for PHP admin, you have to provide that. Otherwise, by default, PHP admin take null. Yeah, where to give password? Oh, guys, this place config.json development. In the config folder, in the config.json, you have these fields, right? Username, password, database. Are you guys able to see my screen? Let me see in the chat. Are you guys able to see my screen? Yeah. So that's what I told you. The first thing to update here, correct? Everything, your username, password, host, you have to update it here in the development. Once you will update it, automatically when you run this command npx sequelize, it will only check this file config.json. Okay, guys. What need to put as host? So this for my environment, I was using the localhost, so I put it the localhost URL there. For your, if you are using localhost also, so you have to also use the localhost. If you are using any, like at that day, you remember the SQL 6 database credentials. These are, so host was different. This was the host. This was the database name. This was the user, right? This is the password. So you guys will also have the same values in the same ways. Okay. So what will be the password? I mean, see, Niranjan, like you are using what? This you will tell me only, right, Niranjan? Where to guess password? You are using PHP admin. You will get. So if you have installed Jam, PHP admin does not need any password. If you have configured it, then you have to remember the PHP admin password only. Yes, server address and password. How are you opening the PHP admin URL in your local environment? You have to use the same thing there. Yes, how are you using it in Chrome? You have to use the same username and password there also. So we need to run the database server. Yes, yes, Ankit. Without running the database server, how will you connect it? How will you connect from your application? First, guys, you need to run the database server. Only after that you can connect from any other application to database server, right? So first you need to run the database server. Then you can only connect it. Arad, in Chrome we have to do? No, in Chrome you do not need to do anything. Nilanjan is saying in Chrome how we open the PHP admin. That's what he's saying. In Chrome you do not need to do anything, Arad. You have PHP admin, you can open it into Chrome as I was opened. You can see, right? I have opened it here, local as PHP admin. If you have Jamp in your environment, you can just simply run localhost PHP admin. I do not have any username and password. That's why you can see everything is working properly. You can see the this is, you can see this configuration, right? User as root, and this is my host name, localhost, and password is null because I haven't provided any password here. Will it detect automatically? Yes, it is. You can see it is automatically detecting, right? I have just provided the credentials here. Automatically, Sequelize has detected it. Can you repeat one solution for access denied for root locals? I think, see, access denied is all these things happening if you are not providing the correct credentials. All these things are happening due to you are not providing the correct credentials there in the config.json. Here, Navneet, here in this place under the config folder where we have created config.json, automatically it comes when we run Sequelize init. This configuration has come. Here you need to provide those credentials: username, password, host. I think these three things only needed. Database, we will provide the name. So password, username, and host. Sir, once again, please explain the process of login into server. Can't get it. Where to get it? I'm also not sure, Nilanjan, like what things you are using. If you are using PHP you like automatically if you have installed Jam in your system, so Jam does not provide any credentials to you. It automatically opened the PHP for you, and this is the by default condition, default credentials: root, null, and localhost. But it looks like in your case, if it is these credentials are not working, then it means if you have something in PHP credential. I am using and logged into the PHP. So you are not using any credential there. Can you see this place? Can you see this place? What is in the PHP? What is the user and these things are coming? What is the value here in the user? Can you check this thing? Yeah, check. Do Arad is saying, wonder, do we need MySQL? Yes, in MySQL is the database, right? You always need it. You want to interact with that database. You are using Sequelize to interact with that database only. So it's MySQL you need every time. Database you only always need it. Yeah. So I don't know how to use Workbench. So Deep, you can just simply download a Jam in your environment. You do not need to go with Workbench or anything. These guys already had it. That's why they are using the Workbench. You can simply install the Jam. I did it today only. I did it today. I just did it, installed the Jam, and I followed the configuration. And then once you will install it, I'm pretty confused in all this. So I think you do not need to confuse RR. First, you should have the database in your system. Otherwise, how will you connect it? So let me provide you JAMP URL. What machine you are using? Okay, you have installed JAMP. Okay, great. Are you running the JAMP now? In the JAMP, as you can see, once we have installed the JAMP, you can see. Let me share my screen again. Yeah. So once I installed JAMP, I got this screen. Welcome to JAMP. Correct? I got this screen after installing. So I went into the go to like this one, manage servers. This is not no, not go here. Go to manage servers. Okay, guys. I'm not sure how it is looking in your Linux or Windows, but for Mac OS, it's looking like this. Welcome manage server. And here you can just click on. Right now, everything is running for me. Otherwise, you can check here. What it is? It is green light coming for you or not? Then you have to start it. Same way for Apache web server. You have to start these two things. Once you will start these two things, automatically you can see the localhost slash phpMyAdmin, this thing in your Chrome browser. So is it happening with you, Niranjan or Arad? Yes, you can connect it with MySQL. Yes, yeah, yes, Joseph. Can you please explain from beginning with npm code? Oh, wait, Parag. We will do that. First, let's complete the jam part. Let me provide you jam URL also. And because see, you guys have to install this in your system. Jam download. You simply search jam download, and you will come here, and based on your machine, you can download it. Any latest version. No problem with version. Any latest version you can use. As you can see here, like 8.6. Yeah, that one. Download it. That one. For Linux, if you have that one. If you have this, you can download it from here. Any version you can use. Yeah. With what, Joseph? Guys, tell me, like, did you create student with DB or it automatically created when you run? Yes, it automatically created Divekanta. So once I did Sequelize DB, Sequelize NPX Sequelize DB create, it checks my configuration and it picks the database name from them and it created in MySQL. It automatically does that. I haven't created it. What is the use of JAMP? So JAMP is software which provides you MySQL servers. So that's what you need to understand here. Otherwise, in the bigger picture, JAMP is the HTTP server where you can keep your, like with the help of JAMP, you can create your local server, local Apache server, and that Apache server will have database. Also, it can work as a server. You can serve your static files, but you do not need to understand that thing. You just need to understand JAMP will provide you MySQL database server. That's what. Sequelize showing the error at does not found. Are you running at the right place, at the right folder where you have created? Okay, npx Sequelize shows error. Sequelize spelling is correct. Let me check the Sequelize spelling first. Okay, so you are writing the wrong spelling, Parag. Sequelize spelling is wrong. Yeah. So Divvikanta, it's not working for me. Are you running it from the same place where I running? Can we not do this on the Node.js server? Yes, we can do that in Node.js server also. Automatically our database will be created. But I'm showing you how easily you can do with the Sequelize CLI. Okay, Divya is saying, also I'm not able to run. So guys, try to run it from your folder only. It should be running. I'm not sure what error you guys are getting. You should be running it in your folder. Okay, sir, great. Sure, Joseph. I will just revise the concept. I haven't done anything, guys. I haven't done anything which should be explained here, but let me explain it again. First, I created my project backend cohort. I ran npm init command, which we have already done it, right? npm init. Once we ran npm init from the backend cohort folder, I am sure like a lot of people are not running things from here. So once you will do the npm init, this package.json will come. You have to do this npm init. So that's what first we did, correct? After that, we install three things. After install, we install three things. First was npm install, like let me write it also in the readme. So yeah, so first we did npm init, then we ran npm install minus minus save Sequelize, correct? And then we ran npm install minus minus save MySQL2, correct? Then we run npm install. These are some of the dependencies which we are installing. Minus minus save, no, minus g, I think, yeah. Minus g Sequelize CLI. Because it is not working with minus d, because globally it's not working in some of the system, you can simply install minus save only. Minus save. So this command I ran, Sequelize, like spelling, let me check very quickly, because might be spelling it could be wrong because it's big spelling, that's why. Yeah, Sequelize, yeah, that's right spelling. So that's what I did. After that, I didn't do anything. I just ran npx Sequelize CLI, npx Sequelize init. So first I ran npx Sequelize just for help command, or just for like help command. Yeah, help command, where you can see all the Sequelize command. Then I ran npx Sequelize init. Then I ran this command, npm Sequelize init. So what this command does, it has created 4 folders for us: config, models, migration, seeders. Okay. And then I made some changes in config folder under the config.json. I told you to provide your database credentials here, database server credentials here. So that's why for providing these data, I told you to install JAMP. That's why I told you to install JAMP, because once you will install JAMP, automatically MySQL database will come to you. And then by default, these credentials will come to you. Root, host, and password will be null there. Then I did that. I changed the database name. Then the next command which I ran, there was this command only, where I told you how can I create the database directly. npx Sequelize db :create. So it has created the database created. Only this part I did till now. I didn't do anything else. I'm just asking for to you guys also to do the same thing. Okay, so can we not doing okay? Also, I'm not able to run SBI. Yes, sir. Okay, there's freedom experience. Okay, so Niranjan has one doubt. So let's see. Jamp UI is open. Then what to do? Okay, Jamp UI is open for Niranjan. You have to start. You have to start Apache MySQL. You have to start these two things. Just click on those things and install it. Just click on those things and install it, Niranjan. Okay. So Parag, you have to like share the screen, like what is happening, why it is not working in PX Sequelize in yours. NPM is working in yours. NPM is working because NPM automatically brings the NPX for you. Have you installed Sequelize? Like whatever the command I have written, have you done all those commands? Yeah, great, Ekta. Apache is done, but MySQL is done and stop. Don't know why. You can check the logs, right? Great, Divyakanta. So you have to check, like you have to check this thing, Ranjan, why it is happening with you. Done till see, this is not the correct way to write Sequelize space hyphen CLI. Okay, guys, let me forward this post also to you. You can see the commands there. I am pinning it on the top. You guys can directly go there and write, see the commands. Anywhere you can install Jam. I'm not sure about the like Windows, but yes, if you install in, I think you need to install in C drive only. Yeah. Do it will interfere with antivirus and install one. Uh, like you might be seeing some logs, right? You like start logs. You can check there. Might be SQL is having some problem with some other port number because SQL is by default using some port number, and that port number you are not having. Yeah, it does. That's why it means somehow your port is not working properly. So we can like you have to check like why the I'm sure it's blocking. Yes, it's blocking maybe. Yes, that's possible. Okay, guys. So let's move forward and like see what I can say. Alternate for this, Niranjan. Like Jamp is the better one, but like today we not have revision session. Otherwise, you can share your screen and we can see the logs together. But after this class, or might be later, we can just look into your error. Yeah, we can move forward now. Or might be we can take 10-minute break here, or you can just debug the issue. Okay, and then we can connect again. Okay, guys, that's fine with everyone. Yeah, great. Let's take it 10 to 15-minute break. In that time, I think Niranjan can work on his system. And I will say to you guys also to install JAMP everyone. Everyone install JAMP in their system and try to run MySQL server in their system. Okay. So we can see. So then you can do whatever I'm doing parallelly. Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, yeah, Niranjan, what are you saying? Yeah, you guys can go on break. I'm just looking into the Niranjan questions. So initially I was connected to PHP my admin server. I'm also trying it's working or not. So let's see in the MySQL, great Atis, workbench is working fine with me. Okay. So like check in the logs, right? You have when you were sharing the screen, check the options on the right side. Is there any SQL is working? Or check in the Google like why MySQL is stopping in Windows, why MySQL in PHP my admin is stopping. Could be some possible error from there, right? Check that. Stop. Yeah, see, there are some people are facing error. MySQL stops as soon as you start patch management jam. Yeah, let me share my. Yeah, yeah, please. Nandini. Yeah, please tell.
Hello?
Yeah, Nanjan, please speak.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I'm audible, sir.
Yes, yes, you are.
Actually, I have successfully started the Apache server. It is now running on the process ID and ports. But every time I starting the MySQL, it is
Mm-hmm.
showing started, but the very next moment it is stopped. It is showing just like MySQL shut down and unexpectedly due to some blocked code or missing dependencies, and don't know why it is having this problem.
Okay, so do one thing. First, stop everything and install MySQL and Tomcat, any other server, combination of that. Like,
Tomcat. Okay.
yeah, like try to install Apache, Tomcat, or MySQL 3, all three things together.
Here it is having four other options: MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury, and Tomcat.
Start only Tomcat and then check for MySQL.
Okay, okay, sir,
Yeah.
I'm checking. It is saying attempting to start Tomcat app, but I think I need to wait.
There would be definitely
No,
there
it
would be
is
definitely.
also it is also sir showing error. It is saying that Tomcat started stopped with errors written code one. Make sure you have Java JDK JRE installed.
Okay, then remove, like, do not start the Tomcat. You can see,
Yes,
like, when I'm clicking on the MySQL,
yes, sir.
I can see I am having the option of open log.
Yes, sir.
I can see the logs. Right now, it's there is no log.
So yes, I have also the option of seeing the logs.
Okay. Yeah,
I can
see,
also see,
yeah, see that logs.
but I think it might be interfering with my antivirus, which is installed on my PC. So
Possibly. So,
maybe it
can
is
you stop
blocking the
that?
port.
Can you stop that antivirus?
Yes, I can temporarily stop the antivirus and let me check
Let's,
if it is
yeah,
working. Yeah.
let's try with that.
Yes, sir.
Atish is suggesting some ideas, like start the SQL server.
Uh, no, sir. After stopping the antivirus, it is also doing the same thing. It's already stopping. After start,
What
it
is the
also.
error? What is the error?
So I can share my screenshot in doubt section. 1 minute, sir.
Okay.
Just
Or
one.
might be you can paste the error right directly here.
Uh, no, yeah, we cannot paste here, sir. We only shared the screenshot via doubt section. We cannot paste. We have to type the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, yeah, yes. 1 minute, sir.
Sure,
Just
sure.
pasting it on. Yes, I've posted.
MySQL shut down unexpectedly. This may be due to blocked port. Yes, missing dependencies. So go to the config. Can we change the port from there? Let's see. Go to the config page.
In the config, it is saying to choose my.ini. Maybe,
Yeah,
uh,
open that.
yeah, I have opened it,
Check
and
for both.
there is the option. The one notepad is open,
Yeah.
and here there is the option to change the port or socket or other things, also address or non-thing. I need to save those things after changing the port.
Yes, you just change any port. Like right now,
Any port.
right now I think by default it runs on 3306. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
try,
yes, yes. It is currently on 3306. Yes,
you can put it 3307.
three three
Let's
zero
try to
seven.
do that.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay. Uh, no, sir.
But
It
you
is
have
not. It is not working.
it is not saving.
It is not working. When I changed the port, it is not working.
It's still showing the same error.
It's still showing the same error which I have posted.
But you haven't clicked on the logs, right? On the right
Yeah,
side, you
I
see
have
the
clicked on the logs. So shall I share the log? But what the log is big, very much big.
but yeah, read it, right? Read at the end of what is happening.
Hmm. What that's it is showing multi-access RW logs using initializing buffer code. Computer loading the it is saying cannot start server bind on TCP IP port got error. Only one usage of each socket address is normally permitted.
Hmm. Okay.
Thi- This one is saying that only one usage of each socket address bracket protocol network address port is normally permitted.
See, I'm seeing some error here. Same similar error which you have shared. How to fix them? Run jump using administrative privileges. Okay. See, this is the same error you're getting, right? You are seeing my screen, right?
Yes, 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 sir. This one error, yeah. This
Yeah.
one
So
error
they're
I'm
saying
getting.
that the first way is run jump using administrative privileges. So try to
Okay. Yeah, 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 I can do it. So I have to stop the Apache server also. 1 minute.
let's try that way.
Yes, sir. I'm doing. So I've run the application with administrative privileges, but the same error is showing.
It's still coming the same error.
Yeah, same error.
Okay. So check for this third part. They're saying you change your MySQL port. Third three by default it is. So first they're saying click on the config. So you have to
Config.
click on config.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have clicked on
So
config.
it will tell you what is the port it is using. So network
Um,
strategy. So check for the is there anyone
y-
is using
yeah, yeah. It is in the port service and port settings. I've shifted to MySQL settings, and there the main port is specified as 3306. So shall I change that port to any other port?
yeah try to change it. It's like somebody is saying 3307 only. But
3307, or rather, I can go to 5000.
let's try. Let's try.
Right, okay, sir. Trying, sir. Uh, no, sir. The same error is coming. But don't know why. If I changing the port in the log, when I open the log, it is opening the server on that existing 3306. Don't know why. When I change the
I
port, it
think
is not
I think
saving to that port.
you only need to change in my.ini. Otherwise you cannot change it any other place.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
In the config directory.
Yeah, it's you can see that in config my ini, you
Okay.
can only
Okay.
check there. And
Okay.
you see there is one option net stat also. If you will click on the net stat,
Yes, sir.
it will show you like right now all the ports which whatever
Which is used currently right now.
yeah
Which is
yeah
used currently right now.
correct yes
Sir,
so
I have successfully changed the port. My skill is running.
running
I
now.
actually yes, 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 sir. Just now it is running. Actually, before previously I have changed to 8080 port, which is in the comment section. But after changing the settings to 8500, it is running successfully.
Okay, so I think
Yes,
it's
sir.
there is also having okay great
Yeah, yeah,
Aradhya
yeah. Successfully is running. No. Thank
Great.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Unable to port registration is used by unable to open process. MySQL will not start without the configuration code free. I think Aradhya, you are also having the same problem. Your port is busy, so you have to change the. Sorry, Arad. Sorry, Arad, you are also using the same. Let me share this link and follow the third one. You have some config, right? If you are seeing my screen, you can see this config, right? On the right side, you have to click on the my ini and search for 3306. Try to change some other port, and then like it has worked for Nilanjan, it will work for you also. Try to do that. So see, Nilanjan is saying he has changed to 8500. It's working with 8500 also. Sir, Apache and MySQL both are running. What I have to do next? Apache and MySQL. Yeah. So the now you it's working. You need to follow that step. DB Sequelize those steps. NPX Sequelize DB colon create. First, you have to change your configuration in the config folder here. Like who was that? Vishnu. Yeah. Vishnu, first you have to change your config.json here. Whatever the values are here. I think by default, these are correct values. Root will be your username. And you have to change the database name to social media. And then you need to run from the same folder, backend cohort. You need to run this command. This one. Npx Sequelize db colon create. And database will be created. Okay. This was the link, guys. Yeah, so that's why you need to change that port, right, Arad? As you have to go to the config my.ini and then you have to change the port. You need to go to the config file config.json here. You need to check this. Everything is looking good. Change the database name and then run this command. Same folder npx sequelize db colon create. So now everyone has done this. So next part, if you will understand, that would be the database model. Okay. So let's first complete this part. Then we will understand the database model. So my system keeps on lagging, so hard to do. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes it is irritating. Yeah, when system is lagging. Could so npx config cms. Uh, what what do you want to do with the config, Ankit? So are we good, guys? Now can we move further and understand the model? Oh, you got the config.json. Okay, great. Config.json, yes, you have to do in changes there, and then you need to run the db Sequelize create. What is that problem, Ranjan? Localhost spelling is wrong yours if you are using the same. It should not give. npx Sequelize is working for you, Ankit. npx Sequelize is working. npx Sequelize init is not working for you. Have you tried npx Sequelize init? Then only this config.json will come. npx, not npm. npx Sequelize init, not npm. npx. This is the command. After that, this command you have to run. npx Sequelize db colon create. Okay. Okay. So guys, now we will move further. HTTP localhost slash phpMyAdmin. That's the URL, engine. I have provided in chat. If this is opening, it means you do not need any password. Okay, guys. So next, understand. Sequelize init throws error. What is the error, Parag? Hey guys, tell me like what is the error? Do not tell me it throws error. I can only tell you then only, right? Mine saying invalid setting. Not sure. Like after opening a localhost PHP admin, it is saying invalid setting. Okay, you like might be you have to provide the port also. See in your code, you have to provide the port also. Yes, I think Niranjan, you have to provide the port also because you have changed the default port, right? So you have to provide the port also here, like port, and then you have to write your own port. By default, it's 3306, but you have to provide your own port 88500. I think yeah, that could be your problem. That's why it's not working. Yeah, this is port rather than 3306. You can put whatever port you are using. Okay. Let me check other error. Sarad is saying right npx also Parag. Uh, hey guys, I'm already given the command, right? Why you guys are writing half command? Ankit is saying error access denied. Uh, is it like you have also changed the port, Ankit? I think Ankit, you told earlier, right? It was working. Oh, okay, you were not there. Okay, so like you like in your system XAMPP is running properly. You have checked that localhost phpMyAdmin. Is it working? If it is working, have you run properly the commands which I provided you? Okay, so let's guys, let's understand in meanwhile the model part. Okay, so see, once we create our database with the help of Sequelize. Okay, so once we use our ORM, so first thing to understand that we need to choose our database. What are the database we are going to using? If you are going to use the MongoDB, we are going to use the Mongoose. If we are going to use like any other database, we have to first we are going to use another ORM. So that's why while we are working with ORM, so first thing is to decide our which database we are going to work with. After deciding that, we have to create the models. So models are the objects of our table. Models are known as entities or table. Whatever table which we are going to have in our database, that's what called models in ORM. Okay, guys. So in the similar ways, like table has one name, model has one name. After that, model has like the table has columns. In similar ways, model has attributes. Okay, in similar ways, model has attributes. Then attribute type, like in the table, like if we create the user table, so you can see the username will be the one first attribute. Then username will be text, that will be type. Then in similar way, user ID, that will be integer. So that's what in programming words or with the help of ORM we say the models. We are now going to decide the structure of our table, structure of our database, how the data is going to define. Correct? So that's what we are going. Okay, and for the data type, like how many, like see, I told you, right, the integer is there for the column type, or there are more, if I show you in the Sequelize, you can see we have string, text, some other are like ci text. These are only for PostgreSQL, not for everywhere. Binary is there, string.binary, boolean is there. Like you can see here, you can come here in this their document, you can see different types. Okay, so now let me create the first model for you guys with same command, with these command only, which we have here. So now we'll create this one, model create. Sequelize model create, we will use this command. So let's see. Guys, I'm again in the same folder where I ran the Sequelize init, npx Sequelize init. Then I ran npx Sequelize db create. That was second command. Now I'm going to create one model. It means I'm going to create one table. Okay, npx Sequelize model create. Then we need to provide the attributes. Okay, I think first we need to provide the name. Let me see the quickly the syntax of it. I should not be making any mistake there. I have one document where they are writing it. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think generate is the key. Okay, generate, not the create. I think generate is the key. Generate, and then we have to provide the name. So our model name could be user. The table name could be user. Then the attributes. Attributes. Now we are going to provide the columns name. So now first column could be name, which could have the value as text. Okay. Second could be department, or like right now we are talking about the user, right? So yeah, username could be there, or role could be there. Yeah, it could also be text, or mobile number could also be there, or email. We can simply take email. Email could be there. We can simply take email could be there and take it as a text also, and then we can enter it. Let me see. So you can see here new model was created and new migration was created. Two files has been created. And let me see it now. Let me show you. In the folder structure, go to the models file, models folder. You see the user.js has come. This automatically all these things has coming to you. You can see the user model, name is there, role is there, email is there, right? Everything has been created for you. And in the migration file, you see all the create query has been created. Name, automatically you can see I haven't provided the ID. Sequelize has added ID for your that table. These two new columns also added, created at and updated at. Can you guys see that? Automatically this column has been created for you. That's what the ORM helps you. Once you are creating any models or any tables, these are some of the automatically columns they will create for you. You do not need to create it. And we have only created these three columns: name, role, and email. And these column automatically has been created. Now we need to create this table, similar table in our database also. But before that, let's create one more model. Let's create one more column as a post. Okay. Let's create one more model as a post. So post, and we can say here like user will do the post. So we can say user ID, which would be integer. Then we can keep the content. Like post has content, right? We can take another column as a content, and we can keep the text here. Now I will first provide you both queries to you also, so you guys can also do the same. This is the first query for creating the user model. This is the second query which I have provided you for creating the post model. Okay, I am not stopping here. Let me show you one more thing, guys, very quickly. So now we have created the two models. You can see it in here that we have the post model, and we can see two migration also. Now it is for post, correct? And now we have now let's create these thing in database also. So I think, let me see, is there any command? I think, yeah, if I do the model here, I think model create, I think it will automatically create it in the database also. It will check my files and will create it. But I will not do it this time from here. I will do it from the app.js. I will do it from the node.js side. Once our server will start, these models should be created. So before that, for that, we need to install our server. So for that, we'll install the Express first. Okay, guys. What we are going to do? We are going to install our server. Now, why we are going to do that? Because we want to create these models in our database also. As you can see, right now in our database, we only have one table. We do not have any. We only have one database there, but we do not have any tables there, right? So that's what we are going to do. That we have created in our programs, but now we have to push this thing to server also. So let's do very quickly. Const express require express, okay, and then we can do simply const app is equal to express, and also we can require. So we have to require our models directly. So we can require models class. I think models is fine. Index automatically files will come. So here we can write all the models which we have: user and post. Those two models we have created here, right? If you see that, so we have created the. You can see, right? I told you, right? These all the tables will now be created in one class. So now this table has become object for us. So now the first object is post, and second object is user, and they are extending the model. You like automatically these things has been created for you. You do not need to write all those things. Once you have to create a new column, you just need to edit it here. Automatically, this column will be created for you. Okay. So now, if I go to the app.js, yeah, user post is there, and let's run first server, app dot listen. Let's run it on 5000. And yeah, here we can say that we can keep it async. Console.log server is running on port 5000, correct? And then we can do a user dot sync. I think that's the method, and we have to do force true. Yeah, I will check uh, the same we have to do for post also. Post dot sync force true. That's what we'll do. Let me check the command. Let me check the command, guys. I'm doing it correct or not? Yes, user.sync. Yes, that's that. Right. That's right. That's what we need to do. Await also, because these are some asynchronous calls. Await also. Yeah. So what I did, guys, I created first. I just simply require express.js. I created my server. In that server, once the server is starting, once my Node.js server is starting, I want to sync up all my models. Means I want to create all the tables which I needed for this server. That's what we did. So let me run it and let's see that. So Node app.js. Let's see if we are seeing any error or not. You can see that. You can, guys, you just read this thing. Server is running on port 5000. Then automatically these all things have converted in these queries. So first drop table if exists users. If already users table is existing, first we will delete it. Then we are creating the table. You can see automatically these things are happening. You do not need to do that. Automatically the Sequelize is converting all whatever you're writing in the object base. Automatically query is creating. See, create table if not exist user id column, give provide these things like constraint which we did yesterday in last class, name, text, role, text, email, text, created at date time not null, updated at, then again show index, then drop table, post, and do that thing. And if I show you now, guys, my database, social media, you will see now two tables will be here. Yeah, see, post is there, users is there. They do not have any data because we haven't inserted anything, but you can see post is there, user. If I show you the structure, you can see ID is there, name, role, email, these default columns. Same if I go for post, see the structure, you can see ID, user ID, content. So that's what I want to show you guys, how the models and the tables relate in the database. We say the tables, in the Sequelize or in ORMs we say the models. Okay, so that's how we differentiate between the tables and models. Okay, so can you please just mention that steps what all we followed? I will get the code from GitHub. Okay, so let me first push these changes, guys, so everyone can have it. So you guys can go to day 9 and check there. Model creation. Hit push. Yeah, everything is now pushed into the repo. So see, guys, what I did. So first step was to create the models. To create the models. So you can simply come to here and copy these files because models follow the same structure everywhere. So you can copy copy these files and create the new models according to your use case. Right now, I have only created models, users and posts. So before understanding models, guys, models are the tables. Models are the tables in our database. Okay, so that's why according to your use case, whatever tables you needed, you will create that many models. I only created two models, post and users. And how I created, I went to Sequelize, the CLI command, and I passed this command there, npx Sequelize model generate, minus minus name. Here I have to provide my model name, and these are the attributes. Guys, because you guys have already worked with the SQL, so you can relate. This is my table name, and these are my columns name. Okay, so that's what you need to provide in the model name. Then I created the post model, where I provided the table name, model name, then my model attributes or column. I have already provided you these two commands here on the top in the chat. And then what I did, yes, it will do. Once you will run this command, automatically you see two files will be created, post.js, user.js. Earlier these files were not here. So now these two files has been created, post.js, user.js. And the columns which we are using, name, role, email, and then some static association, which we will see later one by one. But first, understand this thing, how that's what you need to do. I haven't written anything here. These things automatically comes when I ran those commands. Okay, I only written this file app.js. Then what I did earlier, we have ran this command, right? npx sequelize db create. When we ran this command, automatically db has been created for us. Similar way, they have provided this command to for models also. If you run npm sequelize model create, they will also automatically create the tables for you. You do not need to write these things. But this time, I want to show you how can you create the tables with the help of Node.js. So for that, what I did, I written simply const express. I just created one server. See, guys, I do not need these things also. It's not like I cannot create the. I do not need these things also. We can simply run await, right? But we can simply run these commands. But I want to show you how generally people does in their projects. So first they start their server, and then once the server is started, Node.js server is started, then they simply create the tables. So and for creating the table, we are simply syncing it. Sync the model user with the database, sync the model post with the database. And once I did that, I ran the command, I ran the node app.js, you see app.js, and then automatically you see all these queries is internally running, which are simply creating the table in the database. So I want you guys also to try it quickly. Oh, Nitesh, I think we have already taken the break. When Niranjan was having it, at that time we have already done the break. Can I define that common command line attributes after in model? Okay. Can I define the command in the attribute command line attributes after in model file? Yes. You know, guys. Now, if you want to create a new column, let's see very easily. We do not need to do any alter or anything. You see, in the user table, we have name, role, email. Let's say age, and let's add in similar way. Data type dot integer. Let's add it. Data type dot integer. Integer. If you do that, and if we run our server again, let's see, and let's see in the database, we have added in like user, right? Yeah, guys, see, age column has been created for us. That's how easily we can now do the operations here. Now it's not like that only we can do here. We can provide like restrictions also in this field. If we see that if you see this thing, yeah, right. So now you can see like this we can provide the like if we go a little bit more down, yeah, this thing you we can provide like this also for the same age, or let's say for email we can do this also, where we are saying type should be text, it should be not allow null, default value could be anything, default value could be like abc at gmail.com. Correct? That's what we can also do, guys. These are the concepts. We can put our own custom validation also. Like we like this is valid. And then we can simply check for put our custom validation also here. We can put value here and then check for value. That like simply value is email or not, or we want to put some regex here. That's what we can do also. Understood, guys? So that's all things you can do here. Like if you will read about this article, their documentation, you can see like they are doing these things. Like if we talk about the validation, let me see about the data type validation quickly. Yeah, validation and constraint. Yeah, you can see. See, for the field username, we are putting all these validation. Then you can see this is the, yeah, I think validate we have to write also. Sorry guys. I think we have to write validate first. Yeah, validate. And yes, then we can provide our method internally. Okay, whatever method custom method which we want, we can simply write this. That's what they are doing here. Yeah, these are some custom methods which we can do here. So see guys, yeah, you can see these all validations are already available for you, and you can see this how they are creating the custom validators also. So for, like why we are doing this? So we are doing that. That's what I was telling earlier also, right, to you guys, that these things why we are doing, like before these things go to the database, we can simply validate that field value directly on our JavaScript file, rather than now these things go into the database, then you check it there. We can simply check it here. So that's why we are doing it. Got it, guys? What is the reason for validation and all these things? Okay, so Ekta has a doubt. Let me see that. Error while running the command. Which command, Ekta? NPX Sequelize. Why are you putting the comma after NPX Sequelize model generate? Is it like you are not picking it? It's coming in the chat only. No command. You just need to in the same folder and just simply run it. As you are running the db create, similar way you need to run it. What is the error? Everyone is facing the error while running that model command. Can I direct define models in? Yes. You can simply copy these files and no need to run that command. Simply you can create the new models. Did not create the DB. Did not create the DB. What does that mean, Ekta? You have created the Sequelize DB create, right? Some error with me unknown arguments. Unknown arguments, okay. You might be giving some space. Let me paste it into the readme.md and then you guys try it. Okay. You might be providing some like a space. Space should not be there. So this was the first command for post. No, this is second command. Then this is our first command. Okay. And let me push these changes so you guys can check it. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. Git commit. Okay. Sorry, I haven't committed. Okay. Let me changes. Yeah. Now you can take it. I just posted. Okay. Yeah. Now you guys can take it into GitHub. I have already pasted it. Go above. I already pasted it for you guys on the top. Yeah, it's available on Git also. So Parag is saying I just copied a command. Might be Parag something like a space is coming. And see, Nitesh is asking how migrate. So migrate commands, if you see there, what is in the migrate command? So migrate command has whole structure, what you have created. So see, migrate mean migration. So right now you have created something for your local environment, but later on you want to migrate it to some other instances. So Sequelize is providing you all the commands at one place. So you just need to run like Sequelize migrate up, like the same way. You can see for migration, they have also given the command, right? Migration create. So once you will do the migration create, all the things which are available in the migration, they will automatically create everything for you in your database. They will automatically create everything in your database. You do not need to go with the, because see, once we work on the big projects, we will have more than I think 50 to 60 tables. You will not create one by one table, like one by one each table, right? You will not write that. So that's why Sequelize has provided a way of a folder called migration, where we will keep all the migrations files, and you just need to run Sequelize db migrate create, and automatically all the migrations files will be triggered, and automatically all those tables will be created for you. So Riaz has one doubt. So let's see. Pick this. So npx Sequelize model colon generate. Sequelize ki spelling is right. Okay. Model generate minus name user attribute name. Yeah, it should work, guys. It should work. It works for me. Showing error for you. After minus minus attribute, try. Are you giving any space? Like you can see how I written. This is see. This is how I written. I do not provide any space. After minus minus attribute, just one space, then name text, role text, and email text, and it works for me. Sequelize is there, npx Sequelize model colon generate, one space minus minus name without space, user space minus minus attributes. Let's see. Let's see. Let's check if you guys have any error. Okay, let's see. Riaz has sent another screenshot. So, okay, I'm not able to see it clearly, but uh, it's not clearly showing what you're doing here. I'm not sure. Okay, it is showing the error. It is showing the error to you that missing required arguments attribute Java. Some you are missing some required arguments, guys. Like Riaj, you are missing some. Can you put it into some terminal, bigger one, where you are running the query also? So we'll see the query together and then share the screenshot. Yeah. Showing error. Yes, error again. Sir, it also says access denied for. What are the commands after npx Sequelize in it? After Sequelize in it, you just need to create a table. Sorry, database. Npx Sequelize db colon create. I have given in the readme.md. So just check in the GitHub, guys. I have provided you the command there. Okay. And sir, it also says access denied for config models command. Access denied for config models command. Config model command same. Uh, I'm not sure. You have already created a database. Now you are seeing this error. It's weird, right? You have already connected to database. You are created a database. Now you are getting this error. Before DP creation one, sir. So like if you have created a database, you should not get now access denied errors, right? Or is it like in your workbench, you do not have any access to create a new table? Is it like that? Because if you have created a database in your workbench, you should be able to create the tables also there. So what happened, Riyaj? Does it work for you now? And try to put like as I open the terminal, right? You can also only open any Windows terminal and then run the command from there. Go to the back, like whatever folder you have, go there and then run the command. In your folder, you guys have models, right? Okay, you are trying to create the models only. So you guys should have the same structure. You need to run the command in backend cohort 6 only. You have to run that command only backend cohort 6 only. What about others? Does it work for anyone? Or is it everyone is facing error? Yes, you have to go in the your project folder where you have that structure, where you have run the sequelize init command. You have to do the run the same command there. Does it work for anyone? Nilanjan, Joseph, anyone? Nitesh, I'm still facing error in command and pick supplies db create. Sarad has created properly. Says access denied for user. It's weird, but my app.js is not working. Yes, user should be root and localhost should be your like server. All commands works for me. Deep, very nice. But my app.js is not working. There could be some problem. What is the problem in app.js? Like it's a simple code, right? What is the problem you are facing? In the backend cohort folder, in the same folder, you just need to run node app.js with this command, with this code. You might not be having modular font. I think you do not have the Express. You have to install Express then. You might be not having the Express in your node modules. You have to install Express in the repo. I ran the command right. npm install Express. This command. Yeah. Let me put it on the top only. Guys, this command npm install minus save Express. Let me push this change. Express. Yeah, I push the change. I'm also pressing it here. Yeah, Nilanjan, so root at localhost. Root should be your username, as I'm showing in my configuration right now. So root should be our username. If you are able to open localhost phpMyAdmin, it means there is no password. It should be null. Host, you can keep localhost or this IP 127-000.1. And you have to change the port because by default it is using 3306, but you need to provide your own port. And then I think it should work. So Riaz has now provided the bigger screenshots. Let's see. Hey Riaz, it still is not bigger, man. It still is not bigger. I'm still not able to see your command, guys. And it looks like you are not like it's like the npx sequelize command is not able to find the attributes. It's look like that. Just check that like your attributes you are passing properly or not. Yeah. No, no, no. Error. See, Nitish, the error is similar. He's saying missing required arguments, missing required attributes. So it looks like he's not passing attributes properly, right? So the post model got created, some syntax error with user model command maybe. Yeah, that's why. Just copy the post model command and try change the naming there. Put it user and change the column. Syntax is only the problem here, guys. Same thing happened with Riaz also. Only the syntax problem is happening with him. Okay. Okay, great, Sarad. So let's see in the slide what else we have in the slide. Then we will see further. Okay, so we have initialized the Sequelize. That's what we already done. Yeah, I think then I already told you the CRUD operation. Okay, so now this next one is our insertion part only. How can we create and create the data and all those things? So that's what we will see it. Great. Yes, yes, that's what Niranjan. Database created. Now you can run the models command. For you, database created. Now it's time for table creation. So now, so now guys, now guys, what we will do? We will create some APIs and use these models directly there. Okay, right? So we will use our applications only directly. Now first we'll create some data in our tables. So for that, for creating data, I have already told you we need body parser, right? But there is one other thing, like you can use directly this app.use express.json, correct? So express by default also provided, also has started using the body parser. So that's why you do not need to install the body parser explicitly. You just provide the express.json, automatically data will come to you as a in required.body. Let me show you. App.post, create user. This is our API first. Create user. Correct? And here we will take our like async, because now everything will be happening async only. And then we are having our request and response. Correct? And then what we will do? First, we'll take the things from require.body, request.body. So we can say like how many things we want to pass, like email, password, correct, age, and role. Four things, right? These are four things user need. What are the name, role, email, and age? Four things needed. Correct in the user.js, in the app. In this API. And then what we will do? Then simply we'll write await or simply const, like return data, user await user dot create, and then simply we'll pass this whole object. And guys, automatically this insert query will be created for you. And then simply we can put it into the try catch also, or like, or simply let's wait. Let's not put into, and then we can simply response dot send users. So guys, what we are doing? We have created one post API here. The post API name is create user. I already told you for post API, we got the data in request.body. For that request.body, we need some body parser. But I told you Express internally for JSON data provides the body parser. So you do not need to install body parser right now. We can simply do express.json here. It will automatically convert your data into the JSON format, whatever data is coming there. And then from that JSON data, I uses the destructuring, because in that JSON structure, JSON data, we are going to pass email, password, and age and role. And then very simply, I pass this data to user.create. Let me quickly check the syntax. If I'm missing anything, I already have the app.js parallelly. I will just check the syntax here. You can see there await user.create. Yes, I think yes, we are looking good. See, they have the try and catch also. But yeah, we are good. No problem. If we see the better way to write this thing in try catch only, like this, try and catch. Let me write it. Why to skip that? Yeah, let's try to write this thing here, and then in catch we can simply, if there is any error, If there is any error, we will console it. Now guys, you can see we have, once we start our server, we have already connected to database. After that, now what we are doing, we have created a table, and now after creating the table, we are simply creating the data in our tables. Okay. So response dot send, like status would be 400, right? And then we can simply pass the data from here. Response dot send status, and we can simply pass the error from here. Like error could be, we can create one object here, and then we can say error, data didn't created successfully, or data creation failed, something like that. Data creation failed, right? And we can provide the status also, no problem. Take the status also as a 500, something like that. Okay. So this is the API which we created, where we want to create the data. Let's see this works or not. Okay. So node app.js. Okay, so see guys, this thing, like every time when we are running our server, we are simply creating the tables, which is not good, right? If already we have created table, why we are dropping it? So that's why we will remove this thing. And there is another thing to use, which is await. Like take the one more from here, which is the Sequelize. Yeah, Sequelize, and then use the Sequelize dot authenticate. So this will not create the table again and again for you. If you already created that, then it will automatically simply keep those tables. Let me check the syntax, guys, if I'm not doing anything wrong, because these syntax are very new for me also. So I need to check continuously these syntaxes. Yeah, we are good. Sequential dot authenticate. So guys, why we did that? We are just simply doing that because we are seeing again and again these tables are dropping and creating. Now, if I show you again, if I run the application again, you will see it's not coming. It is just automatically select one plus or what, like internally whatever state we are, it will keep those state. Okay. So let's go into the Postman. I will share this code with you guys, so you guys can see that there also. But yeah, in meanwhile, let me show you. Yeah, so now we are in the post APIs, and we are running our server in 5,000. Let's take the 5,000 here, and our API name is create user, right? Let's take the create user here. This is our post API in body. See, name is there, email is there, age is there. Let's provide the role also. Role as like developer, correct? Now let's see this is working or not. See the four things which we are looking here. Email, oh, password is also there. Wait, name is not there. Okay, let me check once again the user thing. Name, role, email is, oh, okay, so password is not there. I don't know why I kept the password there. Let me change, guys. Password is not there. Email is there, age is there, role is there, name is there. Okay, so name is also there. Name, email, age, and role. These four things are there. So let's remove the, let's take the name, email, password, name, email, age, role. Okay, guys, so that's what we are going to do, that name, email, age, role. So name, email, age, role. Yeah, those four fields are there. Okay, so let's see this works or not. Let me restart the server, and let's see if we are getting any error or not. Yeah, you can see the record has been created. ID 1, name this, Benson, age 25, developer, and all these things. Let's create another record. Let's create with my name also. Name, Arpit Purwar, Let's keep the email ID also. AP at where is that? Yeah, gmail.com. Right, gmail.com. And keep the other information same. Yeah, you can see ID is equal to 2, Arpit Purwar, and other information. Let's see that same information in database also. And guys, you can see here also how the queries are running. Insert into user 2 times. We are not able to see the data because that's good because we do not want to see the data right in our logs. When we do the logs, we don't want to see the data. We just want to see query. And let's see in the PHP admin under the user table that we have our data or not. Yes, you can see now 2 data are coming for us. Correct? Now let me create very quickly the get API also, where we will get all the data very quickly. This will be get user rather than create. Very simple. Get user or get users. And we do not need anything from body because this is a get one. We just simply need to call user.find all. Find all. That's one. Simply that. Let me just that one. Just that's done right. This API is done now. You can see a fetch error. If there is an error, we'll get it here. Fetch error. Very quickly, just check this one also, guys. Then we will see. Then I will take your queries. Okay. So now let's see. HTTP localhost colon 5000 class. What was the API name? Get users. Get users. Let's see. Okay, so there is one error. Cannot get / get users. So okay, sorry, this is the post. Sorry guys, app.get. It should be app.get. Yeah, let's see this time. Yeah, you guys can see all the records which we have created has come in front of us. Okay, so let me now take the queries. First, before that, let me push this code. Git add, git commit, creation, and fetch. And now let me explain to you guys also that how these queries are working. Let me see. See guys, what I did nothing. I just created 2 APIs. One is the post API, one is the get API. I have given the name as a /create user. In this post API, 4 things are coming from user side: name, email, age, and role. And I was showing you no need to write insert and all those raw queries because now we are using the models and our model is user. We can use very predefined methods which model provides for creation and for finding the data. So for creation, it provides .create and I just pass the data which I got from the user and that's done. That is done. That's all I did in the user.find all. See guys, all these methods, we can look into this documentation which they provided. Like a lot of methods will be there. Like whenever you guys want to find it out, like you want to do this thing, you can simply come here and find these methods here. So nothing tough. So guys, can you see that how easy it is to create things in database? Right now we are not the same CRUD operations we have done with the array earlier, but right now we are doing everything in with the database, right? And that's why people are fan of ORM because they provide this much easiness to you guys. Okay, so let's now look into your queries. Sir, Nilanjan was saying, sir, I successfully created user.js and post.js. What to do next? Yes, once you create it, you have to see this thing, which I done. You have to create it one server and follow the create 2 APIs. So that's what you need to do. Can we paste user model command? Okay, so Niranjan, I was to you, Niranjan. The user commands are already pasted by. Yes, I have already pasted. Doesn't work for me due to some syntax. Okay, that's not working. But I have done using that command. It is said by sir. Let me see. So Niranjan has said the command. Command share. Okay, sir, please share the code so that we can also. Yes, I have said that. Sir, does the order of value matters? No. Order of value because see, automatically that will take that orders. Like name, you have to provide the correct keys. Whatever the column name you are providing, you have to provide that column name properly. You done with user model? Okay, yes. Share the code, please. Yes, I have already shared the code, Sarath. Okay, you want my Git link also? Let me paste it. Okay, anybody has my Git link, or do I only need to find it out? Let me check, guys. 1 minute. Backend cohort 6. Yeah, that is my Git repo. Let's look for day 9, right? Today is day 9. It's not good, right? We are on the day 9, and you guys should be having my Git link till now. Right, Riaz? Yeah, Ekta has provided it. Okay. So guys, that was about the creation and fetch part. Okay. Let's quickly see. Okay, 1 minute. Let me start my charger first. Yeah. So let me first like repeat whatever we did here. So we didn't do anything, guys. We have created. So Niranjan, you can see again, like I'm just telling after post dot, like once you created the models, what we need to do next. Okay, once you guys have created the models, it means you have created a table. Now you have created tables. Now what we need to do, we need to now insert some data in our tables, correct? So for that, what I did, I created two APIs because I want to show you guys that how it's happening in the real web applications. Okay, in real web applications, data comes from the UI side, and then we insert that data in our database. That's what I want to show you here. So for that, I need to create one server. So for that, creating servers, I just require the Express, because I told you we are going to use Express in all of our projects for creating the servers. So that's what I did. I called the Express here. After requiring the Express, I followed the same step which we done earlier. This is the new line for you guys, app.use express.json. And this line we are using instead of body parser. Earlier we were using the body parser in the same line, but here we are using the express.json because Express internally also provides the body parser. So that's why we do not need to require the body parser now. We can simply use the express.json. And why we did this line? Because we want to read the request.body data in the post API. Correct? So we'll come into the API. So once we, so after that, we have started our server. And then what we are saying here, sequelize.authenticate. So what it does, it will go to the config, this folder, first authenticate these credentials that our database is running or not. Once it does that, then it will go for the models. It will create the models, right? So like, see, it will not, see in this step, it will not create the model. Sorry for that. It will just authenticate that your database is active or not. Correct? For creating the model, I told you another command, which was this, await user dot sync. Yeah, this is the command which we need to use for creating the models in our database. In our database, not in the our folder. When you run the model command, those commands only created the models in your project structure, not in the database. Okay, guys. Now you need to push these models to database also. So that's why we ran these commands: await user.sync, await post.sync. Or if you do not want to do that, if you do not want to do this, you can do these things from the directly from the CLI also. And for that, you need to run this command. Guys, if you don't want to create the model from the Node.js side, you can simply run these command. Sequelize, yeah, and you can write here model colon create. This is the command. So Nilanjan, run this command because you haven't created a tables right in your system. In your database, you haven't created the tables till now, right? So you can run this command and let's see the models is creating in your database or not. Oh, great, Ekta. So just first run this command. Whoever has not created the tables till now, they can run this command and let me know. So check in the database, those models has been created for you, tables has been created for you or not. Let me know in the comment. In your database, go there in localhost PHP admin and check in the social media. These two table has been created for you or not. Because for all other, I think they have already ran the user.sync code, so it will already be there. But I think for Nilanjan, he has not created a table, so that's why. Okay, Nilanjan, I have already provided you 2 times, right? This website, localhost slash phpMyAdmin. This is the website you can view the database, right? You just open this website and then check that Nitish, you are running the JAMP in your local environment or not? If you are running the jam, oh, okay, okay. I think, wait, Nilanjan, I think for you, I think port also you need to provide because your port is different, right? So after localhost, colon, put your port number. Oh, I see why you are not able to access it. So after localhost, put your port number. See here after localhost, put your port number 8400, whatever port number was that, like that. Let's see after that is opening or not. Can you help in creating models in migration folder? So migration folder automatically those models will be created for that. Once you will run the generate model command, Parag, those migrations folder will automatically create the migration for you. You do not need to create the anything there. You just need to run those commands. Automatically models will be created for you. You're not able to do that. Okay. Let me create a new model. Let me show you that. Okay. So right now you can see we have only 2 migrations script, right? So let's create a third model in the same folder backend cohort. Yeah, yeah. So see, I'm just starting from the new line. See. So now npx sequelize model generate minus name, and I'm giving the name as a like employee. Okay, employee. Now space minus attributes ATTRIBUTES attributes. Let's give the attributes. Employee like ID will already be there, so no need to give. We can give a name, text, department, department. Okay, it could be text, location, could be text. Then what next? We can give like a location is there, department is there, name is there, right? Role, yeah, that much. And let's enter it. You can see now 2 files has been created for us. Model employee.js and this migration file.js. You can see third file has been created for us with the same data which we have. Name, department, location, role, and then created and updated it. And you can see new model also has been created for it. It's employee. But guys, see this model will not be in the database till now. If I open the database and refresh it, you can see only 2 models are coming, posts, users. But now how can I move it from here only? We can simply run npx sequelize model create. Model create. If I do that, I am missing some problem. So that problem is required name attributes. Okay. Uh, Model create. Okay, so I think this command is for creating the model. Nice minus help. Yes, that's what I was asking to you guys, right? That we can push it to not models path, the path to models folder. Okay, this is to use. Okay, define the name of new model, list of attribute, force would repeat. Okay, so I think we cannot directly create it the models from here to database. Let's run it. Let's see if we do the and node app.js, will it create the new model for us or not? And I'm thinking it will not. We need to sync up somehow. Let's see, is it created for us or not? See, it's still not created. Employee is not there. So what we need to do now? We need to in app.js bring employee also, employee, yeah, same name, correct, employee, we brought it. And then before this we will simply write await. I think this is not a good way. I will check what is the best way. If we create a new models, it will auto, how can we simply sync it rather than syncing it through the code? This is not good way. Codes too. But yeah, I will check this, guys. How can we do that? Let's see this time. Yeah, now that has been created. If I refresh it, you can see employees table is there. But this is not good way. I personally feel there should be one better way rather than syncing it through here. Okay, let's remove it. Or might be this could be the better way only. But yeah, let's see. We'll see more use cases on that. Okay, guys. So let me see the comment for you guys. I'm not able to do that. Sir, please create in VS Code model. VS Code, we just need to copy it, right? We just need to copy the same file. Sir, whatever commands you have used are available in npx help command, right? Yes, npx help command. npx sequelize help. Same problem here. Riaz is having some same problem. When entered website, it says invalid setting. I think, yeah, you guys are having the problem with the port only. Yeah, you guys have, and why your user is PMA? Okay, I think root also is having the same problem. So give the same password like root. Is it working for you? Root same password. I think you guys need to check in the Google what could be the reason that's happening. Yeah. Let me check other queries. So this is covered by generating models. Yes, await sequence on the use. Okay. So see, await sequence dot authenticate use is simply to check that database connections are working properly or not. If database connection is working, then do the next thing. Do the next thing. Sir, for local server, does it require password? For me, it doesn't require it. For me, Nilanjan, it didn't require it. But if you are not able to open, see, once you are running localhost colon port slash PHP admin, yeah, are you guys getting username and password screen? Once you are running local host colon your port name and then slash PHP my admin, are you getting, or this same screen is coming? The same screen, error screen is coming for you. So just check in the Google why you are not able to open the PHP admin. after changing the port. Just write, just simply search in Google, how can I open the PHP My Admin after changing the port? That's what only happening, Niranjan, in your case. Okay. See, in that dot php dot ini file, only we have root. In that where you have changed the port, right? In the same file we have root, password, everything in the same file. php.ini is a file, guys, where we have all the password, username, and everything. So you have to use only the same password for your for this configuration also in the config.json. We have this config.json, right? You have to use the same thing, whatever you have in the php.ini. Once you will use that, it will work. Okay. Can we skip it? No. Sequelize or authenticate. No need to skip it. It will check, right? It will check that your server is up and everything is working fine. Okay, guys. So I think on the slide we have covered only, I think, select part also we covered, but not fully. In the next class, we will try to understand some more things into this query part. Okay, Sarad is saying, sir, in my postman only ID is creating, no name or email in app.post. In ID is only creating. Okay. Uh, hmm. It should not happen actually, because see, if I show you mine, so in the post when I ran this, I was passing these four things, right? Name, email, age, role, and these four things we have in our models also. If we check the user model, we have these four things: name, role, email, and age. Okay, and once we create it, and if I go to the app.js, you see that I didn't do anything. I'm just passing these four things and then simply returning it. So it should not like return that thing only to you. It should return whole information to you. Okay, so Arad is saying, what is the difference between PHP and MySQL? So PHP Arad is the interface to interact with MySQL. Is in a like GUI, graphical user interface to interact with MySQL. With the help of PHP we can see all the tables in our MySQL database. We can simply run queries. That's what we do the PHP. I don't have anything in my body part. Roy is empty. You don't have anything in the body part? You haven't included this line? App.use express.json? If you will not include this line, you will not have anything in the request.body. Okay, sir? You should have that line. Still you're not getting anything in the request.body? My same code. Okay, it's very weird. So you have put it the console here, right? Console.log. We are checking body here, correct? Request.body. Am I right? Right, sir? And you are not getting anything in the request.body. Very weird. Um, do one thing, take the screenshot of your code and send it to me, and show me also, like take three screenshots. First of your code, second when you are running in the terminal, and third what you are like how you are passing it into the postman. Somewhere it is problem, and try with postman first. Try to give me the postman URL first and show me like this. I should be able to see this URL. I should be able to see the method. I should be able to see the body like this. Okay. And then I should be able to see the result also. First do that, then we will see further. Okay. Oh, great, Parag. It has taken lot of time for you, I know. So next, I think we have like update and how to use some operators like and equal, those operators. How can we use it in our query? Then we have update, delete. Then we have association. Association is same like joins. So one to one to many. So I was trying to I was planning today to complete the association, but let's see. In the next class, we will take some time to understand the association. Okay, so I think yeah, that's all for today, guys. Yeah, these are very like ignored error, very irritating error. I can understand, Nilanjan, but somehow your like database is working. But still, if you are not able to open the PHP admin, that's fine. You are able to run these things, right? Are you able to create the data? Are you able to create the data in the tables? It's fine. You are not able to see the data in the PHP admin, but you can see it through the APIs, right? If you are able to create the data, you will see the in the response. Somebody has went. Okay, so I think Sarad has shared the code first. Sarad, I told you to share the postman first, but you have shared this one. That's fine. So as I can see, models is there, app.js is there, config.json is there. You're using Express, user post, okay. Express.json is there, very nice. Slash user is your API, okay. Async function, request response. You're taking name, email, age, role, okay. You are passing in the same way, very nice. And you are sending the users. Yes, everything looks good here. Let's see the next the postman one. Yes, this one. Post one, but you're not passing in anything in the body, and it should be you can see not text. You see my screen. See my screen. Your postman does not look good. You see, first select this. You are selecting text. You have to select JSON first. Okay. You have to first select JSON, and then you have to provide this value, right? You didn't provide this value. I didn't see this value in your screenshot. This was your screenshot, right? Yeah. You see, there is no value, and it should not be text. It should be JSON. Okay, and then it should work. Yeah, let's try it and let me know. Okay, guys. So yeah, that's all from today. So we'll talk tomorrow, and we will continue this discussion. And we have one more topic, MBC, that we will see tomorrow. We'll try to cover both. So guys, try to practice these things. No, actually, we have class tomorrow also, right? You guys do not have class tomorrow, but I have in the schedule. Guest lecture only. Okay. So it is working for you, right, Sarad, now? Okay, great. I think I am only coming on that guest lecture. I think so. I think I am only coming in that guest lecture to talk to you about, or like someone else. Okay, they okay. Let me check. Yeah, Sunday I know there is no class. Let me check because they have provided me the content for. Okay. 30, right? Tomorrow is 30th, right? Tomorrow is 30th, right? Okay. Yeah, they have provided me the content for 30th. I'm not sure if there somebody else is coming tomorrow. They haven't informed me, so I will talk to them. Yeah. Sorry, what is that? Two class then? It's new update in schedule. Great. Earlier it was on 30. Okay. Now when it is it? Now it has shifted to some other date or what? It's on Sunday, right? That's what. It's on Sunday. I think it will happen on Sunday because tomorrow they have provided me the content. So I think they haven't informed me till now. Okay, guys. So we'll talk tomorrow. Yeah. So I would say to you guys, go to this website. Meanwhile, do some practice. Sorry. The Sequelize main documentation. In the in the starting, as I told you, right? Whoever do the practice after the classes, they only move. They only lead the teams. They only go further compared to rest. So that's why I go and try to read these things. Then you will understand better. See, because I have already given you now base, how to create the database, how to use the models, how to do things. Now you start reading these documentation. You will understand more. How can we more play with that? Okay. So do more practice tomorrow. We'll connect. Yeah, we'll connect tomorrow. So sir, there is no storage limit for local server databases. Yes, this is using our hard drive only. So there is no limit on storage. Yes, that's right, Nilanjan. It's using our own database, our own hard disk. Okay, guys. So we'll wrap it here now. We'll talk tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye bye. And do practice, guys, please.